Okay, everyone. It's time to get catty once again. Today, we will do this guy right here, Kyosuke Kawahara. Does this mean we're going to be saying Kawahawa or Mr. Kawahara a lot? Man, that's going to be a tongue twister. Alright, third guy. After this, two more guys, and then that's it. This game will be done. Let's begin. I haven't talked a lot today, so my voice is all warmed up and ready to go. Episode 1. This must be a dream, a nightmare. It's so bad, let me lower the volume a little bit. Okay, that's fine. We're ready now. Let me also get my chat room ready. I don't know why never mind, here we go. I closed my eyes and kept on thinking. There's no period there. I must be really tired and fell asleep. When I open my eyes, I'll be either in the shop or my place. That's right. Yeah, it's all dream. I hope to be a dream and open my eyes. But I was still in the park. There's dim lights next to the park and a silent street that not many people goes through. And we are good. Hey, God Plays. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Welcome to Kitty Love. I can see from the reflection that I'm a cat. This is me. This tiny cat. That's me. Hey, God Plays. See if you can count all the grammar errors and all the dialogue errors in this game. I had no clue what to do, and I placed my forehead on the ground. It's cool and makes me calm down a little. Then I start to wonder, what should I do? Would I be able to become a human again? That black cat said I can go back to human during the day, but at night I'll be cat again. There's one there. Curse. It's so unrealistic that I still think it's a dream. Even if it's not a dream, I still can't understand that I'm a cat. Me, turning into a cat? No one's going to believe me. If it's not a dream, what is it? That reflection is just my imagination? I kept on asking myself a question and started laughing. Even without the reflection, I can see the white fur on myself. Nothing will happen if I stay like this. I slowly stood up. A large street, longer road, high wall and higher sky. Everything looks different. The world looks so different and scary. I'm so glad I'm living by myself. I won't be able to go home to my parents like the Thins. Thins. Maybe I would have had more help if I was living with my family? Anyway, I have to go home by myself. That's not gonna change. Be positive. I was thinking that, but it's hard to be positive that easily. I was walking on the street where no one was walking and thinking about future. I don't know whether what Black Cat said is true, but if I'm a cat at night, how could I live? Like meal. Is it wrong to have a same meal like a human? Even if I'm a cat, I don't want to have cat food. Oh, and where's my clothes? If I turn back to a human, I hope I'm wearing the clothes I was wearing. But what if I was naked? No! As I was thinking, I saw the end of the road. There will be a way to go to the residential area. If I turn that corner, it should be my apartment soon. I shouldn't move around right now, so I should go back home. Ooh, it's a new image. When I turned around, it was a street with neon signs and a bright street. I turned around in silence and I realized I took the wrong way. I thought I was taking the same street as usual, but I made a turn a wrong way on the way. Yep. I didn't know I was taking a wrong street. I know I was thinking, but the view right now is very different from usual. So that's probably why. To go back, I have to take this street, but, at the downtown, there's so many people and most of them are drunk. It might be dangerous to walk around when I'm not used to myself. I remember the bad experience before and I frowned. I can go through his downtown and get home, and I'll be easy to go through when I'm a cat. Who's his? I want to go home quickly, so I'll just go through. I went under the arch and went inside the downtown. I tried to go through the side of the street. It looks different from usual, so it makes my eyes hurt. When I was blinking, there was someone talking above me. Hey. Hey, watch out. There's Cat. Cat. Cat? Is that me? I looked up and there was a foot with leather shoes. Ah! I jumped and stepped on his foot. You were about to step on it. Oh, Cat? There shouldn't be a cat here, isn't it? Yeah. You probably are drunk. I think you both are drunk. I was trying to pass through the area where no one can go through, so I went in between the shops. It smells like a garbage, but there's no one drunk here, so it makes me feel calmer. That street is dangerous. It was good that there's two earlier, but if there's a bunch of drunk people coming, then I won't be able to avoid. I shouldn't pass the big street. Could I pass through this alleyway to pass the downtown? No. We're back here again. But as fast as I know, there's only a big street I can take to go home. Even if I choose this way, I didn't have any confidence to go home. All I have to do is to return after I went to walk for a bit, and looks like I can't walk. When I walked a little, the back door opened down from the right side, and there was... What? When I looked up, there's Mr. Kawahara that I always have a trouble with during the day. I don't really like him. Why do I have to bump into him right now? I should run. I don't know him that well, but I don't think he'll like a small animal. I was thinking of turning around to go back when I was about to leave. There's Kitty. He sounds more lively than I thought, so I stopped. Is that voice... really? The voice didn't match with the image of the shop, so I turned around to check. Well, you're so cute. Where did you come from? Are you stray cat, or are you from other shop? I don't really care about that. So, you're so cute! Mr. Kawahara crouched and trying to call me. Apparently, he really loves the cat. When he smiled, I was about to move toward him. But I remembered how he acted at the shop and stopped moving. Wait a second. When I met him during the day, he was so mean. I shouldn't trust his smile. I don't know what he's going to do either. Don't be too defensive. I won't do anything. He said it as if he read my mind. I jumped because he said it as if I was having a conversation. When I looked at him, he looked at me laughing as if he was a child. What is this? Wait. Wait a minute. I don't know about you, but I'm not messing this up this time. I'll save it anyway, though. Save. New save. What is this? I have a feeling he might be cute, but where is it? There it is. Nope. Get back to chat room. Now I'm talking weird. He might be cute. Up! I am ready for stupids. He might be cute. Huh? Why am I thinking he's cute? He's always telling me I'm useless and looks so disappointed. I might be bad sometimes, but he should fix how he talks to. When I realize, it makes me harder to go closer. But when I see him smile with his hands out, his expressions were so sweet that it takes my cautiousness away. I shouldn't be fooled. When he saw me not coming closer, he stood up and went towards the door. Is he going back to the shop? But I was caring about his attitude during the day, but I feel bad ignoring. Hey lady, wanna have some tea? He started to talk to me as if he's working at the club. What are you doing? I'm a cat. I didn't understand what he meant and just look at him. But it started to sound funny that I went inside the shop. I wanted to rest a bit, so I guess I could stay a little bit. I was telling myself as if I was making an excuse, and went toward the door. This is a good idea, obviously. His shop looked lively. I can hear many men talking behind the door that's leading to club area. I can hear the woman's voice sometimes. It's a fun laugh. When I looked toward the door, he said, "This way. Come on. If others see you, you'll be kicked out." I think he's nice to the cat, but others might now. What? I should just go as how he says. I followed him quickly. I don't know how I'm reading these words rightly, but I'm doing it. Arg, this is so dirty. I told them not to make a mess before they go to the club area. I'm sorry, I'll make somewhere you can sit. The room he took me was very small, and where it's filled with perfume and cigarette. There's boxes that's halfway opening the box. Clothes, and magazines on the sofa. Mr. Kawahara took all of them and placed them on the table. There's ashtrays and ashes and some medicine for digestive and other business card. It's difficult to even say that it's clean, just to be nice. The business card was very decorative, as well as the name on the business card. You're interested in business card? It's shiny, isn't it? Do cats like shiny stuff? Oh well, this is my business card. This is my professional name. I'm called Kyo as a host. When I looked at the Mr. Kawahara, here we go again. Hey, Tyler Cat. You have a boyfriend, he's nice and kind and he cares and he's everywhere. That's pretty cool. Tyler Cat, compare your boyfriend to this boyfriend here. This is my boyfriend right now. Not yet, but he will be. When I looked at the Mr. Kawahara to listen, he smiled again. You have a good manner, don't you? You're so adorable. Adorable? I was getting so embarrassed and looked away from Mr. Kawahara. He's saying toot to cat, and not telling me as a human. Toot to cat. I was trying to make me thing, but when I started feeling embarrassed, it was difficult to calm down. Yours is actually your age? Well, he's my age, so yeah. I think, maybe. Also, Tyler Cat, see if you can find all of the errors in this novel. He's normally the one who's really mean. Who really mean? Is that my imagination? It's difficult to say that he's a bad person if he's being this nice to the cat. When I was thinking, he stood up and left the room. What happened to him? Is he back to work? It's not comfortable to stay in the room alone like this. The sofa is soft and comfortable, but it smells different from usual and it feels quite weird. But I guess it's better to stay alone at home. I was being cautious earlier about Mr. Kawahara, but I'm more relaxed about him now. I'm sure I misunderstood and he's not that person. And he's not that person. After I turned into a cat, it hasn't been long, but I have a different impression of him now. Oh, I'm a cat, by the way, Tyler Cat. Just like you. You're Tyler Cat and I'm a cat. When I'm a cat, maybe I should stay with Mr. Kawahara. I was thinking about that, but I shouldn't stay as a cat forever. You stayed up all night talking to him, and you sent your voice clips of him singing to 1,000 years. That's pretty cool. I don't know that song, but hey. Sounds like he's a good guy. I have to go back as a human being. I was thinking of resting here a little, but I can't think of the solution, so I think I should leave here. And before anyone finds me, I jumped from the sofa and went toward the door. When I started walking on the floor, the door opened! Oh, someone entered the room. I should hide. I tried to go under the table to hide myself. When I looked up from under the table, it was Mr. Kawahara standing by the door. Phew! Oh, look at this. Isn't this cute? Oh, look at him. You're going to his tomorrow after school? Hey, you're talking just like the visual novel. You're going to his tomorrow. I came out from the table and looked at Mr. Kawahara. He has glass plates in his hand. It looks like an expensive-looking plate. He was humming and came into the room and sat in front of me. He placed the glass plate on the floor. There was a water inside. There was only a water. He went to get this. Here, drink this. I looked at Mr. Kawahara. I guess he likes feeding cats. I don't think this is his first time. You're not gonna drink this? Do you like milk better? I didn't drink it for a while and he started to look sad. Arg, if he looks at me like this, I have to drink. I still am not used to drink off from the plate. But Mr. Kawahara, help me, so I don't want to make him sad. Thank you very much. When I tried to say my gratitude, I was making a meowing sound. I think. I said it in cat language, but he understood me. He smiled happily. You are a cutie. I really want to touch you, but I'm wearing a suit. If I didn't have work, I'd be happy just by watching you. He looks upset. I guess he really loves cats. He's quick at getting depressed, but he's also quick at being positive. He looks at me and smiles. It sounds like a lie that he looks depressed. When I was looking at him, our eyes matched. He doesn't look away after our eyes matched. Even if I'm cat, I still get embarrassed too. I wanted to say back to him, but Mr. Kawahara was smiling at me still. It's difficult to say no to. The door suddenly opened. Others will find out. I hid under the table. Mr. Kyo, you've been called. Mr. Kawahara raised one hand and tried to fix his hair and went towards the door. I hope I won't be found out. I was trying not to make any sound and listen to their conversation. The door wasn't closed yet. I heard a voice, but, are you alone? I was on the phone. I'll fix my hair, so can you go now? The person who came to call bowed and left. Phew, he didn't even knock the door. What a bad manner. Mr. Kawahara murmured and stood up to stretch. Gotta work now. I wanted to watch Yo, but oh well, leave before anyone gets here. He took the glass plate away and smiled. Okay. Meow. Mr. Kawahara nodded when I replied. He left the room door opened. Even if I was told to go home from here, I don't know the way back from here. I tried to go under the stuff inside the room. I went next to the house plant next to the door and curl up. When it's close Tati door, wow, it's supposed to be close to the door, but nah bro. Even if they find me, I'll be able to leave the room easily. I was able to calm down a little, so I was thinking over what happened to myself. This curse only happens at night. I can go back to a human during the day. In order for me to break the curse is to have a true love's kiss. After I started to think a little, it sounds like a fairy tale, but it's real. You're pretty proud of myself. In 36 hours, all you've eaten is a banana. Well, good for you. Now go eat something, for God's sakes. True love's kiss. I've thought about it with my eyes close, but I can't think of anyone. I don't have anyone I love. Well, even though I had someone I like, I've never had a close relationship to kiss. When was the last time I went on a date with a boy? I haven't been in love for a while. Break. Well, when I was sighing, I heard the sound of broken glass, and followed by the sound of women screaming. What's going on? I heard Mr. Kawahara's voice. Calm down, Saya. I don't have anyone but you, Kyo. I need you, Kyo. Did I hear a name, Kyo? It's a new record, it's healthy, right? Nope. No, it's not. You still need your meats. And your veggies. I felt surprised when I heard the name. Woman continued screaming. Hey, you can be with me. You don't have to do anything. I'll do anything for you. Hey, so if you're not gonna go out with me, I'll die. Saya, please calm down. I'll die. I've only heard of these in TV series. It gave me a chill. I can hear better, even with a distance. I can hear the crying and screaming. It's scary. I was curling small to hide myself. Then suddenly the noise was gone. Maybe it's calmed down. For a while there wasn't any conversation. After a little while I can hear sobbing. Gotta go back to schoolwork. Alright, good luck, Tyler Cat. See you later. Take care. The sobbing was gone. Someone was saying they called a cab, so she probably left the place. I'm sorry to make a huge scene. Anyone hurt? Are you alright? Mr. Kawahara sounded sad. There were people answering saying they are okay. I feel bad saying enjoy after that, but please enjoy your time here for the girl who left early. After he talked, the club was a bit more lively. Phew! I heard the voice closer when I felt relieved. Hey, Kyo! I heard this lower voice and talking to Mr. Kawahara, with no period. By the sound of it, they must be close to this room. The one he talks to is called Mr. Kazuya. He talks like he's talking to a colleague. What was that about? Mr. Kawahara started raising his voice after the question. My customer told me she'll die if I don't go out with her. That's why I know. That's what I know. I'm asking you why there was screaming. Why? Maybe she wasn't mentally stable? Even if she does, you have to control her, not to be that loud. It's part of your job. Ugh, this is the #1 host in this host club. If your customer controls you, you won't last. I know, I'll take care of her. Of course, don't let that happen ever again. Right, thank you for your advice. You. I can hear the voice closer to the room. If I stay here, they'll find me. If I stay here, I'll make another problem to make Kawahara to be yelled at. I shouldn't get him into the trouble. I went closer to the window and jumped out. Alright, episode 2. Here we go. Hey, you there? Hey, are you alright? I felt like my shoulder was tapped. I woke up, there was a lady living next door. Yes, how can I help you? There was a face right in front of me, so I jumped when I opened my eyes. You'll be in a way for people. She had a bitter smile on her face and looked at my face. A couple of seconds later, I remembered about yesterday. I was cursed last night and became a cat. I was lost in the downtown and Mr. Kawahara helped me and... After Mr. Kawahara went back for work, I tried to go back home, but I couldn't find the key and... More like, I lost my stuff. It was gone when I turned into cat. There was no key, so I couldn't open the door and I couldn't go anywhere. So I was sitting by the entrance, and I slept. It was morning already, and my neighbor came out to take out the garbage and found me. If others see me, I would have looked like I'd been drunk or something. Hey, are you really okay? You look zoned out. No, nothing. I'm fine. Really? Then it's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I'm trying to smile. I tried to smile and get away from her, but she looked at me weird. My neighbor looked at me and walked down the stairs. I should just go inside the room. Oh, I don't have my bag. I can't get in. I was feeling anxious, but there was my bag where I can see. How? I don't have any memory of bringing this. I can't bring my bag when I was a cat. I'm wearing clothes, too. I check everywhere on my body. It was all clean. It'll be a problem if I do this every day. I remember how my neighbor looked at me and have a bitter smile on my own. I was worried that might be a cat again tonight. I opened the door. It's my room! I was thinking and everything seems frustrating. I collapsed on the bed. It was so good to lie down. When I looked at the clock, I jumped. I'm gonna be late! I got off from the bed and went to the bathroom. Good morning! Morning. What happened? You look tired. The moment I got to the shop, he asked me a question that I didn't expect. I don't want to make him worry, and even if I tell him, he wouldn't be able to Forgive me for that. We're back. Don't force yourself. Alright? Alright. Yes. Thank you very much. I was happy that he was worried for me. I smiled and bowed. I did the bowing thing. I was curious about the curse, and I've been zoning out so much today. True love! Is there anyone who would be my true love? Well, even if I got someone I'm in love, that doesn't mean that that person would love me back. I have to think of something. It's difficult. Hello. Oh, hello? When I heard the voice, I turned around in surprise. You finally look this way. There was Mr. Kawahara standing behind me. He had a similar clothing like yesterday afternoon. How are you? Are you alright? You're even more zoned out than usual. No, I'm sorry. Now, may I help you? Are you really okay? I want to have Dendrobium as a main flower, and I need to be arranged cheek. Dendrobium. I've heard about it before. When I looked a little troubled, Mr. Kawahara looked weird at me. Look, you're working in the flower shop, aren't you? You don't know Dendrobium? I'm sorry, I'll ask Takuma. I tried to deal with him on my own, but it made it worse. I learnt it from yesterday. I tried to ask Takuma, but I turned around from Mr. Kawahara. He's always like that. When it comes to Cat, he's really sweet. He might not have a good attitude, but he could be a nice person. For now, it's limited to cats. Okay. Hi, Takuma. Oh, hi. I finished my work and left immediately. The sun was going down, but it doesn't feel like I'm turning into a cat. But I don't know when I was going to change, so I wanted to go home as soon as I could. If I was home, there won't be anyone watching me. I rushed and tried to see if there is that cat, but I didn't see him. Nah, man. No cat this time. I got home and took my stuff down. I was so relieved. It was about the time that I turned into a cat yesterday. That moment I sensed the unbearable irritation in my body. When that stopped, I turned into a cat. I became a cat again. What should I do from now on? I was curling up on the cushion. I was thinking about what I should do. I'll turn back to human in the morning. In a morning. I've already checked. I lock the door, and if I stay at home, then I'll try finishing peacefully tonight. But I thought of Mr. Kawahara smile toward me when I'm a cat. When I'm cat. It seems like he was in trouble last night. I hope he's alright. I was worried about the trouble he had last night. He seems like he was fine this morning, so I guess he's alright. Why is this? I'm so curious. I'm being curious because he was being kind to me when I felt vulnerable after I became a cat, isn't it? I left my window open and jumped outside. Couple of mins after I ran from the house, I got to the downtown yesterday. What? It's earlier than yesterday, so there's no drunk people on the street. But I won't know it's going too happy if I walk slow. So I looked around a little. That's Mr. Kawahara's host club. He had a back door on the alleyway. I was trying to follow back my memory and look into the street, but Mr. Kawahara never came to the shop 2 days in a row. What should I do? If I stay around the shop, they'll look at me funny. While I was thinking, the back door opened. Oh, that's the kitty from last night. You came. Good. I turned around and there was Mr. Kawahara, in suits. He gave me an innocent smile and reached out to me. Hey, come in. There's no one at the back right now. You can relax a bit. Mr. Kawahara made a way to enter. I went inside the door. Mr. Kawahara looked very surprised. You're used to me now. By the sound of it, he doesn't even seem depressed at all. He doesn't seem depressed. I see. He's doing well. And I didn't need to come today. Not that I could do anything for him. I bet I could. He stepped in front of the staff room. He opened the door for me. When I turned around, our eyes matched and he smiled at me. Well, he smiles beautifully. My heart jumped when he smiled. It made me upset a little and looked back. I heard the laugh toward my back. The laugh was only for a little. He seems like he's having fun. I hope he can smile like this when he comes to our shop. I entered the room. Still very messy, but there. He escorted me in. I cleaned up a little bit. It'll be bad if I invite a girl in and the room is messy. My heartbeat was getting faster when he told me. That's... Hang on. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. I got it. For me? Let me save it first. No. Stop. Save. Just in case I choose the wrong thing. I don't know. For me. Up! He actually cleaned for me. He wasn't sure I was going to be here. If it was for me, I'd be happy. I thought if he thought about me, I'd be happy. What am I thinking? He's doing this for a cat. I was sitting on the sofa. Mr. Kawahara was gone and he came back with the plate. Hey, want a drink? He placed the plate on the floor. It's different from yesterday and it's a milk. It's a milk. I'll have this. Meow! I wasn't moving an inch, but I was thirsty, so I went to have a milk. It's so delicious. I wanted to say thank you, so I looked up. He was also looking at me. He looked more serious than earlier. I've never seen him like this before. I've been asked by a girl outside of the host club. Oh, it means I'll on a date outside, but he's the #1 host in the host club, so he must have many peoples who wants to go on a date with him. I looked at Mr. Kawahara and he was scratching his head. It's nothing I should tell a cat. What am I doing? Sorry to say, something strange. He murmured and stroked my head. His hand was gently. Why not? I can listen to you, if you want. Am I not good enough? Hey, Pia Makaru. You thought I wasn't streaming today? Nah, of course I am. I stream every day. I was just a little late today. Sorry about that. How are you doing today, by the way? You doing good? I licked his hand, and Mr. Kawahara seems very surprised, and he smiled and stroked my cheek. Are you trying to cheer up? Thank you. Can I continue? Meow. I can't reply well like a human, so I meowed as a reply. He nodded lightly and sat down. The girl who said she'll die if I don't go out with her asked me. Ah, he's talking about the person last night. When I looked up, he looked away. I'm grateful that she's thinking about me, but that's different. Different? The reason she came to this host club is because she was dumped by his ex. She was dumped by his ex? What does this mean? Might mess around and have noodles again for dinner? Yeah, noodles are the best. If she wanted to feel less lonely, it would be better, but she didn't want to accept that she was dumped. She's so proud and said she wouldn't be dumped. She kept on saying that when she was drunk. She's so proud that she wants to have me because I'm the #1 host. His expression changed. I'm host, so I have to make our customer feel good. And they pay for all those money. It's that kind of work. Mr. Kawahara's voice was getting quieter. Most of the people don't care anymore. I think I can do more than that. When he finished talking, he drowned on the sofa and looked up at the ceiling. Well, rest in peace, Mr. Kawahara. With the noodles in the stream, you don't think your body can handle all the salt. All he salt. Oh, are you catching it too? Are you catching the dialogue bug as well, Pia Makaru? He looks more painful because he was talking about that. If I was a human, would he feel better? No, that's not true. He talked to me because I'm a cat. I wish I could support him. When I think of it, there's only not much that I could do. The only thing I could do is stay next to him. Thank you for talking to me. I'm sorry I can't do anything. Meow. I cried a little, but he didn't look at me. Mr. Kawahara didn't talk for a while. He was looking up on the ceiling. I can't talk, so I was just being round. There's a knock on the door. Mr. Kyo, you've been called. Mr. Kawahara reacted to the voice and got up from the sofa. He fixed and went toward the door. He turned around and waved. I heard the door open and heard the footsteps further. Kyo, it's the girl from last night. They shouldn't let her in. It's a person called Kazuya. What are you talking about? She's our customer. Customer is customer. That's why I hate you. I hate you too. Their voice was mixed with the other voice and stopped. What even was that conversation? He's probably at the table with a woman called Saya. I couldn't calm down, so I went around the staff room. Am I going to be alright? At least if I stay here, I can't do anything. I jumped out from the window. Meow! A night breeze touched my cheek. I'm glad it wasn't winter. About the time when many dunk people went home, Mr. Kawahara came out from the shop. Next to him, there's a later 20s girl with him. A girl from the 20s? Is that what you're talking about? His makeup is wore off as well as her dress. Oh, it's collapsing, guys. The dialogue is collapsing on itself. She probably had too much to drink. Her face was red and she couldn't walk straight. Can you walk, Saya? Can you walk, Saya? Can you walk her for me, please? Mr. Kawahara murmured in her ear and had a smile. No, Kyo, hold me, or carry me. I can't. Hold me. Mr. Kawahara sighed and said no. You don't have muscle much, right, Kyo? Yep, I don't have them. I'll help you walk, alright? Alright! Saya was happily laughing and holding Mr. Kawahara's shoulder. Hey, what's inside there? Is that a present? You're so popular. Is this his work too? It looks well together. Maybe they became couple. I guess it's a good thing. Maybe it's all for good. I thought that, but I followed them. We're gonna think and follow them. They walked toward the residential area. They walked for 10 mins. They ended staying in the park. They go around the park and sit down on the bench in front of the fountain. Hey Kyo, we look like a couple. Why don't you want to be a boyfriend? Hey Saya, I think you've misunderstood. What? I can't tell you well, but do you really love me? Why do you say that? I love you. I really love you, Kyo. I can do anything. I can do everything for you. Why do you doubt me? So, who do you want to say that to? That's your ex, right? You were drunk and said that so many times. You said, I love you this much, and why did you dump me? What are you talking about, Kyo? You're making your empty heart with something else, but it doesn't work. I can't accept the real one. Saya went silent. Mr. Kawahara took a breath out and waiting for Saya to talk, but she didn't say anything. Saya trembled her shoulder. She glared at Mr. Kawahara as if she was denying. Saya, I'm sorry, I can't accept you. Why were you being kind? Is it because it's your work? Mr. Kawahara looked down when Saya said that. No. It's okay, I knew. Hosts are only smiling because of money, right? It's like a dream, you know. But if it's like a dream, I wanted to stay a bit longer. She sighed and looked at Mr. Kawahara. Goodbye, Kyo. Thank you. Saya got up from the bench and he stood up too. Wait, I wanted to give you. Mr. Kawahara brought something from the bag. That's the flower he got today. Oh, it's the flower you like. I can't be your support, but I hope this could cheer you up a little. Saya looked at the flower and didn't move. She looked at flower and went closer to Mr. Kawahara. Kyo! In this clear night, there was a sound of a slap. Ouch! You really are mean. What? Why? Thank you, idiot. Saya left, laughing. Laughing? Mr. Kawahara stood there holding his cheek. He sat down again after Saya left. What was that? It hurts. Oh well, she was laughing anyway. I don't think you were wrong. Meow! When I thought that, my voice came out and I meowed a little. My voice overlapped when Mr. Kawahara talked at the same time. Yes! I escaped. I escaped the night. Next morning, Mr. Kawahara came to the shop. Hey. Oh, hello. What? No, your cheek. It's swollen. There was Saya's slapping mark on his cheek. Shut up. You can just ignore. Ignore? Wait. It's hard to ignore. Okay? Up! Whew. It was quite visible, so I couldn't ignore. I know the incident yesterday, so I couldn't ignore. Ugh. Is it that bad? He was touching to check his cheek. But I'm supposed to be your customer. You just need to deal with me as a clerk of this shop. I shouldn't have worried. He hasn't changed. How can I help you, sir? I had some opposition, but I tried to make a smile. I'm looking for Texas Bluebell. Texas Bluebell? Oh, you know about this. Good. But I'll ask your boss to make a bouquet. Why? I stopped and looked at him. You look like you're clumsy and don't have a good taste. What? This guy is really... But I shouldn't react the same way. Calm down. I looked at Mr. Kawahara and smiled. Don't worry, I'll do my job properly. I see. I'll be looking forwards. Then, with Texas Bluebell and Lily, I'll look forward to it. Mr. Kawahara smiled teasingly to me. Oh boy. He talked and smiled mean, but why is it? He looked a bit sad. When I turned to a cat at night, I went to Club Viola where Mr. Kawahara was working at. I walked through the usual way, but when I came closer to the host club, I heard the guitar and someone singing. When I passed through people, I found someone I know on the street. Is that Mr. Kawahara? He was listening to the musician, and after the music is done, he clapped his hands and talked to the musician. He's having fun. Does he like music? When I looked at him, I realized I was looking at him. Oh, you! I don't have any milk today. I'm here for milk. Are you alright? Are you free, kitty cat? Do you want to go for a walk? He looked a little bit weaker than usual. Sure, I'll go with you. Meow. Mr. Kawahara smiled when he heard my voice. Alright, I'll take that as a yes. I followed Mr. Kawahara. Yeah! Going good. We walked for a while and he started talking. I've decided. I thought I was okay, but I've done it again. Mr. Kawahara sounds so weak today. He's acting very differently. Then he smiled all of a sudden. I thought he looked sad during the day, but I wasn't imagining. But it makes me think too. When I'm talking to her, I feel better. Oh, I meant her as the flower shop clerk. Flower shop? Is that about me? I felt my heart beating faster. He suddenly held me. I froze for a second when he held me. I was walking around skipping work. I heard the guitar. I remember about becoming a musician. He was about to say something, but he coughed to change what he was going to say. You know, I was thinking about a long time ago. It's been a while since I quit the music. I gave up long time ago. I've aged. I was listening to him. I was not nervous anymore being held in his arm. Mr. Kawahara likes the music. He looks like he's enjoying right now. He looks like I was listening to him for a while in his arm. Good, I feel excited now. I'll let you listen to my song. Then Mr. Kawahara took me and started walking. Where is he taking me? Meow. Even if I wanted to listen, I can only say meow. That's just how it goes. We stopped at one of the tall apartments. Is it where you live? It was an expensive apartment. He stopped. Whoa. It must be really high, right? Do you know how tall it is? I've got this large place, but too big, you know? It was bought for me, so I have to live, right? Someone bought for you? Number one host must be amazing. Am I going to your apartment? Hell yeah. He held me and pushed his passcode, then the door opened. And this is all that's here, just a big bed. When we got to the room, he took me to the bedroom and made me sit there. Then he went to the other room. I have to wait here? Even if I'm a cat, I feel nervous about staying in the place where a guy is living by himself. I was looking around the room. He came back with normal clothes. Hey, oh, I have to bring that one. Where did I keep this? He was looking inside the close, and I was just looking. What is he going to do? Mr. Kawahara came back with a case after a while. He opened the guitar case, and took out. Good, I can still use this. I have to tune this though. He plucked the string and started tuning. He looked like he's used to all this gesture. I still remember this. He murmured, but I was able to catch. Was he doing some performance on the street too? Meow. I wanted to listen, so I replied. Mr. Kawahara probably understood what I wanted to say, so he smiled at me. I used to play on the street when I was younger, with a couple of guys. We had less audience than them, and we were amateur. At first, we were working so hard, I didn't touch after I gave up, but yeah, I can remember. Aw, well ain't this nice. As he was saying, Mr. Kawahara touched the guitar to check. It's good now. This is a special live for Kitty Cat. Mr. Kawahara started playing the guitar. Mr. Kawahara taught me when I jumped with big sound. You know, it's soundproofed in this room. I wish I was able to live here when I was working on music. Oh, and I have jacuzzi in the bathtub. You have a jacuzzi in the bathtub? Yeah, that makes sense. That's really amazing. Jacuzzi? He stopped talking and started playing. He's cool. I don't know much about the music, but I like his music. Sounds like jazz. Jazz horn. Coming from the guitar. If he was playing music on the street, I'll stop and listen. Mr. Kawahara started singing with his guitar. He sounds like he's just playing along, but it was both in harmony. Papa! Why did he give up? He sounds like he's enjoying. I don't know how he thinks, but I think he was enjoying so much when he sings. He should try one more time. It's not in this room, but I hope I can see him singing on the street, or even better, good stage. I was thinking about that while I was listening to his music. Episode number 3. I opened my eyes and stretched. I was back at my room. I'm back, right? I'm always checking my body in the morning. My hands, legs, and body, all of them are human. I feel relieved. The way to break the curse. I remember the words that Black Cat told me. To break the curse, I need to have a true love's kiss. The true love. I don't think I'll be able to find someone that easy. I felt more depressed after sighing, so I got off from the bed to change my feelings. Change your feelings? What? Thank you very much. I sent out our last customer inside the shop, and it was only Takuma and I in the shop. It's less busy, so should I go and change the display outside? I'm in charge of the product display outside. I fix it quite often when there's no many customers. No many customers. Display at outside is the first place the customers check, so you want to keep it catchy. Yeah, let's do that. It was a clear sky and the color of the flowers looked even more vivid. Considering the weather and the seasonal flowers, maybe this should be here, and the one that will match with this is this one and that one. I looked at the flowers that's on the display and look for the balance. I plan the display in my head and place it on the area. I make some adjustment and make it closer to how I imagine. It might be a bit different. What are you doing? When I turned around, there was Mr. Kawahara, looking slightly different from usual. Oh, hell. I can still smell the alcohol. Was he working until now? I smelled the alcohol and frowned. Don't frown your face when you see your customer. I know you can smell the alcohol, but... Oh, you had work until right now? I remembered the question he was asking. So I was explaining what I was doing. I was fixing the flower so that many customer will be FF. Will be Final Fantasy, so that many people will be stopping by. Well, good luck. Yeah, I'll try to make a good display that makes you want to visit. Me? It'll be difficult for you to convince me. Then he grinned and answered and sighed. I look forward to that. Bye! Mr. Kawahara grinned and laughed as he turned his back on the shop. I guess he was just passing by. As usual, he talks tough, but he seems that he cares about the shop. Not just the shop. It might look like he's only complaining, but he sometimes talked to me even on the day he passed. I was facing the flower pot. I tried to change one by one, and then I made a plan on Saturday. Then he'll be change the pot. I wanted to make it look like people want to stop to look. Finished. It looks nice. I was stretching and looking at the display. It took time, but I think it was worth waiting. I'm sure Mr. Kawahara will stop. When would he come next? Indeed. Are you alright? After lunch, our shop is less busy. Yes, of course. What is it? I stopped cleaning and answered. I'm sorry, can you go for the delivery? He told you there will be my childhood friend around too, and they seem to rush, so... Sure, where should I deliver to? Thank you. It's for Club Viola. Club Viola. is our working customer, Mr. Kawahara, is working, right?
そうそう。
Yeah, all the stuff is delivered inside the car, so I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. Yes, thank you very much. I got the car key and went toward the car. From the shop to the from the downtown to the downtown, it only takes 10 mins. I stop the car in the parking lot and deliver the flower using the cart to deliver. It's my first time to enter here as a human. When Mr. Kawahara... Is Mr. Kawahara there? When I heard that. He's... I looked around a little bit and walked the corridor. I can hear the big voice suddenly. What is this? I jumped when I heard the voice. That was surprising. Something happened inside? I can't see what it's like from where I stand. What should I do? It's difficult for me to enter. Oh, hold on. I think we do... Wait, let me check one more time just to be sure. Definitely that one. Okay. Boop. Up. I'm scared, but if I don't get closer, I wouldn't know what's happening. I can't just stay here too. I started moving with my card. Was I thinking how I should enter? Since last month, 20% of the sales are dropping. We had people making more claim, Kyo. What have you been doing? I heard a person yelling. When I came closer to the hall, there was mid-aged guy coming closer to Mr. Kawahara. I'm sorry, sir. He was bowing toward the person, and it was weird to see him. You think he'll be alright just apologizing? Even if Mr. Kawahara apologized, he doesn't calm down, so he went closer to Mr. Kawahara. But he didn't move or change his expression and apologizes quietly. You're the #1 host of this host club, right? It was only that level here. Mr. Kawahara was looking down and went silent. I don't know what kind of expression he has or what he thinks. You understand me. You will bring back the number of the sales back by next month. This is order from the owner. Order from the owner. Yeah. Yes, I'll bring it back. The owner came towards me after Mr. Kawahara talks. The owner didn't even think much when I passed through. I don't know how to talk to him after I saw a situation like that. Mr. Kawahara? When I called Mr. Kawahara, he looked up toward me as if nothing happened. Oh, you came for a delivery. For the delivery. All good? Yeah. Can you sign here, please? Mr. Kawahara talked to me normally, so I try to talk the same as usual. What was it about earlier? I was worried about Mr. Kawahara, but it sounds difficult to ask. I got the sign for handing flowers and left Club Viola. Later! Yeah, it looks. I've placing the flower, and I feel satisfying nodding. It took time yesterday, but it was smoother today. Then there was a voice from behind. Someone was trying to stand there, wow. This word, guys. A little standing. Mr. Kawahara, how are you? Have you looked at my display? You fool, that's not right. Is Takuma here? Yes, can I help you? The customer likes the flower the other day, so I wanted to get a couple of them. That's great, thank you very much. I told you, it's not the one you made. The one Takuma made. I know, but thank you for liking our arrangement. Huh? You're being so honest and scary. Mr. Kawahara looked away shyly. I'll do my best to be like Takuma. Mr. Kawahara awkwardly tut-tutting and went inside the shop. Takuma asked me to make a list after the shop is closed. I can't say Takuma that I'll be at CAT, so I can't work. Yarn. I'm sleepy. I don't mind waking up early, but I've been staying up until late, so I couldn't work on well. I stayed there long yesterday too. I might lose suspicious. Recently, when I turned into a cat, I went toward Mr. Kawahara. I don't want to bother Mr. Kawahara much, but it's fun to stay in the shop, so it's hard to home. Mr. Kawahara is being nice. Well, because I'm a cat. When he laughs at me, he smiles so innocently. I shook my head. I think I'm thinking stuff I shouldn't have because I haven't been sleeping. Is that the time? I have to finish this now? It was about the time for opening the shop. I wrote the number of ordering into the list and sent it. Okay, you caved? You have noodles. Nice, Pia Mikaru. Eat up, alright? Only enjoy the salt in the noodles today, because there will be no salt during the stream. There might be from you, though, with all of these errors. There's a lot of errors today, by the way. Like a lot. I didn't have time, and it was the work I've been doing, so I didn't pay attention. I can tell him the reason, but if I had more time, I might be able to check properly. What do you like in your noodles, by the way, Pia Mikaru? Hello, this is Flower Shop Flora. Hello? Huh? Yeah, sure, I'll check about that right away. Can you check the number of order for Club Viola the other day? Sure, I'll do that right away. As soon as Takuma told me, I opened my laptop and looked at the file. I've looked at the old ordering form. Huh? I couldn't believe what I saw. The number of order was typed wrong and they put extra digits. No, I made a mistake? Takuma sighed when he saw me being surprised. I'm fired now. Yay! You really messed up your work, haven't you? Mr. Kawahara frowned and sarcastically talked to me. I can understand, though. All I can do is apologize for now. I'm very sorry. Yeah, if anyone sees this many boxes, anyone would get a cold feet. You normally eat them with nothing other than Tony Chashire's Creole-style seasoning. You've been throwing in eggs recently. Nice. I don't know what Creole-style seasoning is, but I've never had, like, normal noodles with eggs. Gotta get on that. Well... Oh. Okay. So this time, instead of not talking, we save it, just in case. And then we die. Up! I'm very sorry. I don't know what else I could do, so I apologized again. Even if you apologize, it's not gonna change. I know we ordered, but this is not the number we ordered. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I know. Even if we place it here in the shop, it's way too much. I don't know what to do. But I don't have money to pay for all these. Even if I take out my money, it's way too much. I was thinking what to do. While I was bowing, then Mr. Kawahara started laughing. Look, no one will say you have to pay or take responsibility. It's Takuma you have as a boss. Anyway, what should we do? Then Mr. Kawahara went silent. Ah, this might work. He started to nod all of a sudden. I don't know what he want, Mr. Kawahara showed a smile and said, I've thought of something. I'll use all these inside the shop and I'll make it an even. It's called Full Bloom Day. Full Bloom Day? You got something to say? Huh? That's great. Right? We couldn't earn well these days, so I'll get all the customers to come back. Mr. Kawahara was holding a fist. I remembered Mr. Kawahara was yelled by the club owner. If he makes a mistake, Mr. Kawahara might be told off again. Because of me. I don't want to see that. Please let me help you too. Huh? Yeah, of course. Aww, look at that. Isn't that cute? Mr. Kawahara did forehead flicking when I raised my head. Ouch! It was quite painful, and I was about to say something back. Mr. Kawahara started to laugh like a little kid. Stop being depressed. Did he do this because I was depressed? Look, don't make that face. I'll do something about it. Just thank me and smile, alright? So, change your mood now. We'll use these flowers for the decoration. I'll ask you to work on from morning this late. Sure, thank you. Good, I'll see you tomorrow. It's my mistake, so I'll do my best. I have make this full bloom day successful. I slapped both cheek with both of my hand to wake myself up. And now, we're on episode number 4. And Stay Hydrated Bud is here, telling me that I need to drink a little bit. But I can't do it just yet, I gotta keep reading. We are going to prepare together for a full bloom day tomorrow with Mr. Kawahara. I came as a cat to Mr. Kawahara's club. Mr. Kawahara doesn't even sound like a word anymore. Told me he'll check with his boss about the event. That means talk to his owner. I was curious about whether he's alright for getting up permission for the event. He is our hero, Mr. Stay Hydrated Bot. I looked around to check and enter from the window. What is this? I can't give you permission, would I? I heard someone yelling. I almost forgot to slip because I was surprised. I held on to the edge of the window and finally entered. I was surprised. It was the owner's voice, right? I went closer to where the voice was. There, Mr. Kawahara and the owner. There was Mr. Kawahara and the owner. You just said that! On the floor there were papers scattered. Use 10 times more on flour budget? How can I do that? I'm sorry to say this, but you asked for the earning. Without using our budget, it's not going to be make money out of nowhere. You! Speak English already! The owner grabbed the glass and threw to Mr. Kawahara. Watch out! I closed my eyes. I didn't hear any sound of liquid splashing. I slowly opened my eyes. Can you please use our store product with care? Mr. Kawahara grabbed the glass and picked up the glass. It only got the liquid and didn't get injured. Phew! The owner of the club grabbed Mr. Kawahara by collar and pushed to the wall. How can you talk to me like that, you host wannabe? Host wannabe? Next moment, Mr. Kawa's facial expression changed all of a sudden. His voice tone lowered. You're eating because of that host wannabe, remember? What? Then Mr. Kawahara grabbed the owner's collar back. The owner was surprised. Look, even if other people doesn't like the job as a host, I am working with pride as a host. I'll go over the number that we need as a earning. If I couldn't do it, then you can fire me. Don't forget that word. Mr. Kawahara smiled and released his hand. The owner of the club glared at Mr. Kawahara and fixed his clothes. I'll give you a permission, but if it didn't reach what we aimed for, you'll be sacked. He left the place, leaving Mr. Kawahara. Don't want to see your face around here. After everyone left, he said that. He looked at himself and sighed. He made a mess. I'll go back and should take a shower? Mr. Kawahara looked toward me. I was behind the houseplant, so he can't see me very well. Meow! I got out from behind. Mr. Kawahara changed his expression. Oh, it's you! Where did you enter? Look at this, I'm all wet. It's horrible, right? Mr. Kawahara pointed his body and laughed. I'm glad he doesn't look too depressed. Well, as long as I get the permission, it'll be alright. I'll just have to work on things tomorrow. I'm gonna go home now and prepare for tomorrow. He stretched a little and looked at me. What do you want to do? Are you going back, or never mind? Mr. Kawahara was about to say something, but I didn't understand. Can you just listen to me for a bit? Just a little bit. Mr. Kawahara looked very serious. Looks like I don't have a choice. Arrgh! Would I be able to do this? I can hear Mr. Kawahara's voice while taking shower. I said it like that, but am I gonna get sacked? I don't think he's joking right now, but I didn't know he was this worried. I thought he was being confident. I've never heard of him being this weak. Oh, what am I gonna do after I get sacked? I don't know where to go. Go back there? No, I can't go back now. He sighed and had a silence. I hear the sound of punching the tile from the shower. Oh, I'm sorry I haven't flashed you with the water. Right? Flashed me with the water? Cats don't like the water, right? Suddenly, he started talking to me. I'm in the different R and I'm not cold or wet. I'm okay. Please think about yourself. Whatever you do, I'll help. It's my fault anyway. Meow. Mr. Kawahara sounds a little satisfied. When I replied, he started humming. Phew, it was good. I have to do this now. Sorry to talk to you like this. He changed to normal close and crouched in front of me. His expression looked more refreshed. Oh, I hope he's okay now. Well, if she didn't make a trouble, I wouldn't be in trouble. I'll make her work a lot. Mr. Kawahara laughed. Huh? Is he mad, or is he enjoying? He suddenly stopped laughing and murmured, but I thought it would be a good occasion. I hope she's not too depressed. I'm happy that he's caring like this, though. I got the permission from the owner, so I'll just make it successful tomorrow. I can do this. Mr. Kawahara stroked my head as if he's checking something. Mr. Kawahara must be worried too. It's my fault, and so I feel quite bad. I'll do my best tomorrow. Next day in the afternoon, according to Mr. Kawahara, it's early to start for preparation than usual. Good morning! When I greeted, all the hosts in the room looked at me. Wow, they are looking at me. It's awkward when these beautiful boys looks at me at once. I looked a little timid and one of the hosts smiled at me. He's blonde and has lots of piercings. I heard from Kyo, so I was curious, but she's really cute. She's my type. Huh? What? You're just looking at the appearances. You better be careful, otherwise Kyo will. No, but even if I get beaten, she's worth it. Hey, don't you want to see me sometimes? Hey, what are you doing? Mr. Kawahara grabbed the blonde host from behind. Ouch! I told you. You guys, we're gonna start the meeting. All of the guys surrounded me and took the seat. Mr. Kawahara tapped my shoulder. What are you doing? Sit down a little. You'll be tired. Thank you very much. As I was told, I sat down. Mr. Kawahara's voice echoed. As we are planning, we'll have a full bloom day. I'll lead the decoration of the shop and I'll divide the roles like this. The meeting proceeded smoothly. The decoration will be done by Mr. Kawahara and me. Other hosts are going to bring the flower out for the advertising. He had all the workflow and until the detail when he was wrapping. That's it. Anyone have any questions? Mr. Kawahara asked and someone raised the hand. Here, what do you think about her, Kyo? Huh? I was surprised by unexpected question. Oops. What do you think? He answered with question. Other hosts looked at each other. I think it's like a gemstone if you polish. She's shine. I wish I can do that. She's cute enough, but she can be cuter. Do you want to try? Come with me. I'll make you happy. What? They are joking, right? If I feel like I've been fooled. What am I supposed to do, Mr. Kawahara? Ark, he's laughing. Mr. Kawahara looked at me and smiled. You want me to say something? No, I had enough. I sighed before I even started preparing. Then shall we start? The flower here is everything, right? Yes. I nodded at Mr. Kawahara and looked at the piles of flour. This is a lot. What is he going to do with all these? I was waiting for his direction and our eyes matched. I'll leave it to you then. What? I didn't get what I was supposed to do. It took me time until I understood. Mr. Kawahara was about to go somewhere. But wait a second. I thought you were going to think about it. Why? You do all the display at the shop. You just need to do that. That's so vague. I wanted to say I can't, but if he doesn't think I can do it, he wouldn't ask me. Is he saying I did a good job? When I look at Mr. Kawahara, he didn't change his decision. If he's giving me a chance, I'll do my best. Alright, I'll do it. Mr. Kawahara heard my reply and smiled at me differently. I'll start decorating from the entrance for welcoming. That sounds good. What kind of flower do we have? I think Brazilian Skyflower will look nice. I took out Brazilian Skyflower. Mr. Kawahara looked at this and nodded. and I'll decide where to have the flower. So can you place the flower? All right. All right. Mr. Kawahara gave me an indication, and I placed the flower there. We started to work on from entrance to corridor and to the hall. When we finished all the indication for the placement, it was about lunchtime. Oh, it's already this time. Let's take a break. Do you want to go for a meal? Sure, I'll go. What do you want to have? You can choose. I started to think about what to have. Then... Oh. Should we have pasta or convenience store? I don't know what convenience store means, so... Hang on a minute. Hang on. Okay. I think P. Makaru knows what he's gonna choose. P. Makaru, should I do pasta or convenience store? Which one do you think is the right answer? Let me save it really quick. I know the answer. It's obviously this one right here. That one. Up! Isn't there a pasta place on the other side of the road? It was on TV before. Ah, I've seen it. One of my regulars told me to. Shall we? We chose the place, so we tried to move. There was someone coming into the shop. There was someone with dark gray suit. He bowed when we passed through. Mr. Kawahara didn't even look at him or bowed. I felt awkward. He doesn't look like a host. Mr. Kawahara probably didn't like how I was responding. Did I say something strange? No, don't get fooled by his elegant appearance. Mr. Kawahara didn't answer my questions and left the shop. When I turned around, he was looking at me. When I was wondering why he's looking at me, he smiled. I smiled back and bowed again. Look at that. We're slowly... Ooh. This looks nicer now. I'm done. When I finished the decoration, I sat down on the sofa. The club was filled with the flowers from the entrance to the hall. Good job. Mr. Kawahara was standing in front of me and placed a drink. I'm glad I asked you. The girls will love this. Thank you very much. I was having a drink and he talked to me nicer. Why don't you have a look at the event tonight? You'll be curious on how they react, don't you? Oh, I really want to see, but the time for the transformation is getting closer. Yeah, but I have to go now. I'm sorry. Then I stood up. I see. Well, thank you for coming today. It sounds weird to say thank you to you. Yeah, it was my fault. Thank you very much. Don't make a mistake from now on. I'll be able to fix next time. Yes, I'll be careful. Thank you. The owner must be mad, right? It'll be okay. As long as we raise a good money, there won't be any trouble. Mr. Kawahara looked more confident. I hope it'll be good. Thank you very much. See you. I bowed again and left Club Viola. After I turned into a cat, I'll go to the shop. It's beautiful. I heard it's an event, but there's so many flowers. Hey, what's the name of this flower? This is called Brazilian Sky Flower. It means welcoming. Welcome to Club Viola. It feels nice. Let me enjoy while I'm here. You're like this flower, hibiscus. It's got elegant beauty, like you. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. So sweet. Why don't you do more event like this? I'll come more. I'm glad you liked it. I'll do my best so that we can have another event next time. At Club Viola for Full Bloom Day made a record on the number of customers. With the flower, the host had endless topics to talk. The girls bought the food, and the expensive alcohol is out of stock. At the staff room, it was still working hour, but Mr. Kawahara started calculating. When he saw the number, he was really surprised. The money was already above way more than what they have aimed for. Good. As I said, it's exciting to show this to the owner. I was looking at Mr. Kawahara from the window. Good, I'm glad everyone's happy. I feel better. I'm sleepy, so I'll go home. Went back toward the house. Club Viola was having a lively night. Next day, I was changing the display and I saw Mr. Kawahara. Hey! Mr. Kawahara, I can still smell the alcohol. He seems very tired, but that means he had many customers coming in. It went really well, and I went over the estimated earning and the owner looked so surprised. You did a good job, and I wanted to say thank you. You don't need to. I was happy to see the customers happy. I almost said the stuff I shouldn't say. I left before the club was open, so I shouldn't know. What? It's alright. And, you know, I didn't say anything. He had a hard time to talk. And so am I. And so is the streamer as well. Well, it's not a thank you, but Mr. Kawahara looked straight at me and asked, do you want to go on a date with me on your next day off? What? Episode 5. We're trucking along, guys. Suddenly at 8 a.m. I usually sleep around this time, but I was up. I went back and forth from closet and in front of the mirror. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna listen to my bot friend and get a drink really quick. Okay, here we go. I haven't been out with Nan for a while. I don't know what to wear. I didn't have any dates since I started working in Flora. A couple of days after Mr. Kawahara asked me, Mr. Kawahara came to the shop a couple of times after, but he hasn't changed his attitude. I don't know why he asked me out on the date, but he looked serious despite the way he talks. I thought he was gonna say, joking, but it wasn't like that. And I was curious, not just seeing him as a cat, but I wanted to talk to him. More like worried rather than curious? That's not right. When I was thinking about Mr. Kawahara, the phone started ringing. It was from Mr. Kawahara. Hello, were you sleeping? I'm awake, we promised today. As long as you are awake, it's alright. I'm gonna go pick you up, so get ready. As soon as he finished talking, he hung up. That was quick. Picking me up, it's just a conversation, but it makes me feel like I'm going on the actual date. I hope we'll have fun today. We didn't. There was a car stopped in front of me at my apartment. Morning! Right on time. I don't have to call you out. Good morning. Where are we going today? I haven't decided. Is there anywhere you want to go? No, not really. What? That's so boring. He's talking as usual, and I'm more relaxed now. Since you asked me, I thought you were going to lead. I guess I was wrong. Right, let's go to La Puria. Mr. Kawahara mentioned a shopping complex. It was recently opened. There's mall, cinema, and other entertainments inside, and apparently popular to couples and families. Great! I haven't been there before. Good. That's perfect. Get in. I went inside Mr. Kawahara's car. Cool. He drives very carefully and calm. I imagine that he'll drive faster. He's rough, but also careful and selfish, but thoughtful. He's confusing, but more kind than I thought. He noticed when I looked at him. He looked at me for a second. Why are you laughing? No, nothing. What is it? I'm curious. It's a secret. You. Hey, you have to look front. It'll be dangerous if you look the other way. We were chit-chatting and went toward La Puria. Yeah, that's where we went. Ooh, this looks like a nice, mall, actually. Here, so we have to do something about your clothing. He was looking at me as if he was checking a product. I'm getting embarrassed. Huh? Am I that horrible? It's not horrible, but little different. I did my best for today. I woke up early and took so much time to choose the clothes. I checked a couple of times in front of the mirror, but I'm not confident anymore. It's not like you have bad taste. It's more like whether it suits you or not. Oh, it doesn't suit me. We've only started our date, but I passed the point where I get embarrassed and feel sad, and I didn't know what to do, so I looked down. So, I'll choose it for you. As soon as he told me, he grabbed my arm and he started walking. I followed him after. Do you know about those? Like, girls' clothes? What? I'm supposed to be a #1 host. I know what girls would like. I see. I remember your job now. What? Seriously? Can you be interested in me a little bit more? He looks disappointed inside. Well, but that's that. I'll choose the right clothes for you. Don't worry. Thank you. Hey, what about this? Mr. Kawahara handed me a clothing that I've never worn that before. This one? Isn't this too cute for me? It was a girly design that I normally don't choose. I normally wear something simple for work. Just try this one. I choose this one for you. Don't you like this? Right. I couldn't say no, so I went to change my clothes. I guess it's not that bad. I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at the collars, my back, and skirt. How is it? It's good, right? I heard Mr. Kawahara's voice and opened up the curtain. Oh, good. You look cute with this. Mr. Kawahara nodded satisfyingly. I was embarrassed, so he closed the curtain. I don't think I look that good. When I murmured, Mr. Kawahara started laughing. What are you talking about? You look great with. I'll get this one for you. I'm happy I found a clothes that looks good on you. Thank you. He was still laughing at me, but I was confused. But I said thank you anyway. After we got out from the shop, he looked at me. Well, what is it this time? Well, it's a little odd just getting you a clothes, so maybe I can find you a nice accessories too. Well, you don't have it, right? I'll get some for you. He went inside the next accessory shop. This one, or this. Oh, we could pick something that's easy to use for other clothing too. He was murmuring and took the necklace from the display. Wow, it's beautiful, but it looks expensive. I was worried about the price, but I was surprised at the price I've seen. It's a lot cheaper than I think, so I can pay by myself. It's not the best because it's expensive. If you like it and it looks good on you, it's okay. Of course, there's girls who look good with expensive things. I see. I don't look good with expensive excess. No, you don't. Please don't say that first. He laughed and brought the necklace to the cashier. He was really smooth at this, and it was a little upsetting. What is this? As much as I feel happy, I felt a little upsetting too. I followed Mr. Kawahara. So that's good for shopping. Why don't we go and eat? I'm hungry. Yeah, and the shop is... You choose. You don't mind? Oh. Well, I'm not doing any recommendation, that's for darn certain. Let's see what the magic guide says. It says the choice that I was gonna choose anyway. Japanese food, baby. The best food. What about Japanese food? Well, easy choice. What do you mean easy? You don't like my suggestion? I'm okay. I like Japanese food anyway. Where do you want to go? We chose Japanese food and we have to choose the restaurant. After we finished our lunch, we went to the cinema. Oh, I wanted to watch this movie. Why don't we watch this? It was one of the chick flick that I've seen the advert on the TV. I want to watch this. Mr. Kawahara pointed at one of the military action. It looks like guys would go like this. Okay, rock, paper, scissors then. I was about to cry at the ending. I don't know when was the last time I cried in the cinema. I'm so happy I won. I didn't know it was gonna be great. Mr. Kawahara is... He's sleeping. That's when I looked at Mr. Kawahara. He was sleeping. He must have been sleeping deeply. I can hear his snoring. I feel bad making him watch this, but I guess I'm lucky that I got to see him sleeping. It's fun to spend time with him. When I first met him, I never imagined I'd be spending time with him like this. It was only a while ago I was having trouble with him. When I realized I was already getting closer to sundown, I was getting... Oh boy. I'll have to leave soon, otherwise I'll turn into a cat in front of him. Did you enjoy? Yes, very. It was very fun, but I was tired. There's a bit more time, but Yeah, there's somewhere I want to take you. Come. I was taken by Mr. Kawahara and followed. We're at the top of the building. It was the rooftop of the Lepura. Wow! At the rooftop we were able to see the town we live. It's beautiful. How did you know this place? I know where the girls like. Mr. Kawahara, you are very proud about your work, aren't you? That's amazing. I started to talk honestly. I remembered the words he was saying to the owner of Club Viola. I'm proud to be a host. I knew it, but that's how he felt. He was being proud of his job. I think I can respect that. What? What is it? Anyone can do this. It's not like something I can get compliment. I should get compliment. Are you being shy? When I say that quietly, he looked away. I guess I was right. It was funny and I was laughing. Mr. Kawahara looked upset and turned around. Do you have boyfriend? I have 2 others actually, but they were in the last 2 playthroughs or whatever. Huh? I don't. I answered straight away and he was surprised by my answer. I see. I thought you did, but that's rude to say. I said that and smiled. Do you have a girlfriend? Or is it a club policy that you can't have a girlfriend? There's no such thing like that. There's guys who have a girlfriend, but I'm more busy with handling the club. I was going to tease him, but he looked so serious about work that I stopped talking. His serious words and expression, he's slightly different from when he looks at me when I'm a cat. Yeah, I guess when he's talked to me, when I'm a cat is the honest feeling. What happened? What? He looked into my face, so I pulled my face away. Why are you daydreaming after asking me a weird question? Are you attracted to me? No, you've been teasing me a lot, so I wanted to see the different parts of him. Before I finished my sentence, I felt weird in my body. I'm used to how it feels, but this is something I feel when I'm turning into a cat. Why? It's too early. I felt really tensed up. I'm gonna turn into a cat soon in front of him. I'm sorry, I remembered something. I'll go now. Huh? Wait! He stopped me, but I ran. I ran to the places where no one can see. Maybe here. There we go. I opened the door and went inside. I hid where the storage was. Next moment, my perspective changed. And now I'm a cat. After a little while, I heard the footstep. It was Mr. Kawahara. He opened the door and came inside. He looked around and sighed. She's not here. After he murmured, he sighed again and left the room. Phew, he didn't see me. After he left, I sighed. Why am I transforming this early? I remembered being a cat a lot later in the beginning. Am I staying ASA cat longer? Wow, than before? But, well, I shouldn't think that. I can't find the answer. Instead of thinking, I should go and ask that cat. Is this my imagination, or is it getting earlier? I hope it was just the imagination, and I have more problem now. How should I go home? Why are you here? I went closer to Mr. Kawahara and rubbed against him. He looked surprised. I can't walk home, so I showed myself in front of him. I was worried that he'd look at me weirdly, but I went closer to him anyway. You came out the long way. Did you come here for refreshing? Mr. Kawahara touched my head gently, and I felt so sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Kawahara. I couldn't really say goodbye properly. Meow. I wanted to say, but it was only a meow that I can say. I'll go home, but do you want to come? He gently picked me up and asked me. I stayed calm inside his arm. He nodded and placed me in the car. Did I do something wrong to her? He was murmuring while driving. She said with an expression that she doesn't care about me, so how should I go there tomorrow? He was scratching his head, and I can tell that he looked troubled. Maybe she hates me now. He said it quietly. Mr. Kawahara, it's my fault, but he's caring about this, and... When he says, maybe she hates me now, meaning he doesn't want to be hated, I was thinking it positively. Meow! Are you trying to cheer me up? Thank you. I'll make you a delicious food. He was stroking my head again. He was being kind and made me happy, but it's sad at the same time. I understood him a bit more than before. I want to face him properly. In order to do that, I have to understand about this curse. I should look for that black cat. I felt the warmth of his hand and I decided. The time of the transformation is getting earlier for sure. It was around the time when I get home after work. But now, if I come back early, I didn't have to worry about being seen. I didn't really care about the future much, but now, it's earlier? What time was it on the way with Mr. Kawahara? I didn't look at the watch, so I didn't know, but it was earlier. When I entered the room, I looked at the clock. Then I turned on the TV, but I could only hear the laugh from TV program. I couldn't focus much anymore. I couldn't watch TV more than a min, and I looked at the clock, and I felt the unusual feeling. I became a cat already. It's getting earlier. I turned back to a human, so I didn't know the exact time, but it's getting longer for sure. I felt my heartbeat going faster. If I stay as a cat longer, I might be a real cat? That can't be. I was denying the thoughts, but I was hoping my thoughts won't come true. When I think of it as a curse, that would probably be a cat. I was thinking about the worst cases and I should do something that I could do right now. I put on the light and left the house from the window. I guess it's the next day now. I don't remember. Or I don't know, rather. I went through the street and got to the park where I met the black cat. I thought I would be able to see him. Well, it's better than going around places that I don't know. And I was right. There! Like that night, Black Cat was up on the wall. Hey, you're the Black Cat from that day, right? So he's probably gonna talk about things that we know already. So I'm just gonna read this bit to myself while resting my voice for a bit. Well, I'll read this. Meow meow. This is how fast I read, guys. Impressive, huh? Woo! Episode 6, ladies and gentlemen. 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 to go. Whatever my feelings were, the morning came. I'm back to a human and I look pale because I've been tired. I'm finally turned back into a human, but there will be a day that I can't go back. When I think of it, it was scary. My face was all tensed, but I still started getting ready for work. Are you okay? You look pale. What happened? I tried to smile in order to hide from my boss's eyes. I couldn't sleep that much. Are you okay? You shouldn't stress yourself if you don't feel okay. I am not stressing myself. Oh, there's customer coming in. I got this. I bowed to my boss and moved toward the glass door where the customer was. Takuma is incredible. He's able to notice that something happened to me the day after I was a cat. Maybe if I could speak to someone about it, would I feel better about it? When I was thinking, the door of the shop opened. It was Mr. Kawahara. Oh, Mr. Kawahara and I looked at each other. He looked away, but I bowed toward him. Then he looked at me and smiled. It made my shoulder jump. He passed by me and went into the shop. I followed his steps. I am very sorry for the other day. Left you all of a sudden like that. Yeah, you should be. Just come here, Neebs. You know what? Let's not think about it. If there's something you wanted to say, you should say there. I wasn't neither upset nor concerned. I just cannot explain it, so I won't say anything. I nodded and apologized once more. I am truly sorry. I am not upset, so you don't have to apologize. He said that, but he still looked upset. He was probably worried for me. It's not like he's done anything bad. I wish I could told him the truth. If I turned into a cat at night, that white cat is me. If I don't do anything, I'll be a cat forever, so I'm worried. I wish I could say that. Hey. When I was thinking alone, Mr. Kawahara was looking at me. What's wrong? What's up? You look like you are about to cry. No, I wasn't going to cry. Really? I hope it's like you say. Don't keep it in much. Oh. What should I choose? What's that, Mr. Guide? I should choose the bottom one? Alright. Up! Whew. Well, I wanted to tell him about my secret, but I couldn't find the right words. I didn't know what to say. The more I talked, the worse it'll be. Mr. Kawahara was waiting without saying a word. That made me feel bad as well. Nothing. In the end, I wasn't able to say anything. Mr. Kawahara sighed. What? That's it? Anyway, don't get overstressed. Mr. Kawahara said that and left the shop. A few days after, Mr. Kawahara was really worried for me, but I couldn't tell him anything. What if he doesn't believe me? What if he goes away from me? What if he hates me? I would be happy if he believes me, but that's gonna be difficult. This sounds like a fairy tale. I have a curse, and if I don't break the curse, I will stay as a cat for the rest of my life. To break the curse, I have to have a true love's kiss. I sighed and entered the downtown. I was getting used to the sight. At the beginning, I was afraid to even go through, but now I was able to avoid them easily. I was close to Club Viola. In front of the entrance, there was Mr. Kawahara with his suite. It's Mr. Kawahara. Is he going for a work now? He is talking to somebody. The guy I've never seen in Mr. Kawahara was just talking. He had an instrument case on his shoulder, maybe a guitar. Let's do it again. I like your song, Kyosuke. I want more people to listen to your song. Song? Are they talking about music? Mr. Kawahara told me he wanted to be a musician before, and he was doing lives on the street. What does that even mean? Are they going to sing? Can I listen to him singing? I kept on listening, excited, but Mr. Kawahara's answer wasn't a good one. I don't think so. Why? I need your songs. Thank you, but I am sorry. The club is about to open. I have to go. Mr. Kawahara said that and went inside. Mr. Kawahara, why? You loved to sing, didn't you? I looked at the guy who was sighing left. I asked him in my mind. Can I see him if I wait here? I waited for him to come out from the back door for several hours, but I didn't see him. As a cat, times passed very fast, but I didn't struggle at all waiting. It's probably a cat characteristic. I think I should go home soon if he's not coming out. He is probably busy. While I was stretching is there a body in the alleyway? I noticed some steps coming closer, and I paid attention. It was Mr. Kawahara! Oh, it's him. The door was opened in silence. Mr. Kawahara looked tired. I knew he was busy. Is he okay? Meow. When I made a sound and Mr. Kawahara smiled. Although he was smiling, he looked tired. I felt sad, so I went closer to his legs and rubbed my cheek against him. What's up? You're coming closer today. Oh, you've been waiting for me all this time. I am sorry. Mr. Kawahara lifted me up. My fur, it'll be on your suit. Sweet. I was worried, but he didn't look worried. He moved toward the staff room with me in his arms. He sat on the couch inside. Mr. Kawahara, are you okay? Meow. He placed me on his lap and put his forehead against mine. Mr. Kawahara? My heart started beating faster when he was getting closer. He kept on talking and smiled in a sad way I had never seen before. They asked me if I want to be in a band again. Let's give another shot. As I thought, that guy was in a band together with Mr. Kuwahara before. He told me he liked my songs, that he needs me, but I am scared, because I failed once. He looked at me again, and then stroked my back. I thought he was just gentle, but he's just touching me weak. What? Mr. Kawahara. Wait, did I read that wrong one time? Let me go back. Kuwahara. I knew that was wrong. I might not fail next time. I know, if I try harder, I can be different. But when I fail after all the effort, I'll find out lack of skill or talent. It makes me feel really hurt. I don't want to feel that, especially if I'm turned doing something like that I like. I have already turned his offer down, but I kept on thinking this. This is not good. If I don't move, I'm gonna think about these. I'll go back to work. Mr. Kawahara stood up. He stretched his body and left. He thinks about that because he still wants to do this. I think he wants to keep on doing music. Or is it just me who's hoping? Next morning, when I opened my eyes, I felt drowsy. My body was warm and dizzy. I feel sick. My voice was strange and it was making a lower tone. Work. What I had in my mind was the way he was looking at me yesterday. He seemed tired, but he smiled at me. But it looks like his problems were too big, and I couldn't do much as a cat. If the cat was difficult, maybe as a human. I want to see him. I want to talk to him. I prepared myself and left home. It's hard to even stand. I was being stubborn and worked in the morning, but by in the afternoon I felt dizzy. I went to a chair next to the cashier and sat down. I closed my eyes and I was breathing faster. Is it getting worse? What should I do? I can't even think well when I'm having a fever. I was putting my head on the table. Cat. Nope. Didn't take a while after, but... What? Are you sleeping? How can you be like this? Well, Takuma is away for delivery, and there's no customer in the shop. And there's not much people around this time, so why now? I meant to say something, but I apparently didn't sound anything. Hey, you're not joking? He was shaking my shoulder when I would look up. There was Mr. Kawahara's face. I was surprised and jumped. He looked surprised too. Hey, are you alright? Hello, Mr. Kawahara. Are you feeling alright? You're red. Oh, I'm just a little bit. What? Why are you at work? Go home, go back to sleep. My head was getting clearer while I was looking at him. I was waiting for you, Mr. Kawahara. Waiting? You mean me? Yes, I couldn't tell you. I have to see you, but still. What's going on? Are you really alright? Yes, I'm, You're not okay. You should go home today. But he's out for delivery, so I have to stay inside the shop. Then I'll stay with you here until he comes back. Here? You? Why? You can't even deal with any customer if you are like that. But that's... I was trying to prove that I'll be fine, but my body wasn't moving as I thought. It's alright. Until Takuma comes back, you should sleep. Then he pushed my head down. I closed my eyes again. I was opening my eyes and looked for a little. He was by looking outside from the counter. Inside the shop, I don't hear any sound other than the clock ticking. He's next to me, but I'm getting really sleepy. Mr. Kawahara, what? Can you talk to me? What do you mean? What do you want to hear? It's alright. Can you tell me about you? I thought about it for a while and started talking. I was asked to be in a band. Band? I wanted to be a musician. They asked me again and whether we can have another go. He started to talk. I wanted to be a musician a long time ago. I remember I was really into making music throughout the night. Mr. Kawahara's expressions were very serious, but away. Well, it ended without making any progress. He said easily, but I know how much he works hard. Like I heard when I was at a cat, so I can't answer it easily. Flower and music is similar. Mr. Kawahara was wondering about what I said. Flowers and music, we can send our message with it. We can send it for congratulating or healing the sadness. And when we want to support someone, we send the song. That might be true, but really? I guess so. Well, I thought so. I want to give you flower, and I want to support your dream. When you have your concert, let me know, alright? I'll go. We had silence. I hope he understands my feelings. Not as a cat, but as a human too. I couldn't tell him when I was cat, and I felt like I was able to tell him. I felt relieved and fell asleep. I was curious about Mr. Kawahara being silent, but I couldn't see his face. I felt someone touching my hair, but right before I fell asleep. Thank you. I thought I heard his voice. Aww. Takuma came back after 20 minutes. Until then, I was having a short sleep. I looked so sick, and Mr. Kawahara stayed next to me, and Takuma understood what was going on. I told you, you shouldn't work. I'm sorry. It's alright, but don't force yourself. Go home and take the day off tomorrow. Yes! Tomorrow too? You have to get better. Don't keep it long. Go home safely. Okay. Thank you. I bowed and went to the staff room. I took off the apron and put it inside the locker. I took out my stuff and left the staff room. Mr. Kawahara already left the shop, and I bowed to Takuma before I leave. Hey. When I got out from the shop, someone called me. There was Mr. Kawahara standing. I thought you left. I was waiting here. You didn't even notice I was around. Oh, I thought you left. What's happening? I was waiting for you. You're going home early, right? I'm alright. Can I go back by myself? You can't walk steady. Why don't you listen to me at least when you are feeling sick? Fine, please take me. Was walking with Mr. Kawahara side by side. Good stuff. He must be used to walking next to me. Well, he's working in a house club. Mr. Kawahara was looking around, but he looked at me when he realized that I was looking at him. I couldn't look at him straight, and I looked away. What is it? Why don't you look at me? I started thinking about Mr. Kawahara, and looked down. Ah! I felt that the transformation was coming up, when I realized I couldn't do anything. No. Right now? The street is larger, sky is higher, the ground is closer. That's not... I can see my cat hand in my eyes. It's still noon. It's not the point. Instead, when I looked at him, Mr. Kawahara looked so confused and looked at me. You? Huh? That cat? Where did she go? Hey, you don't feel well, right? Don't mess around with me and come out. He looked around a little and he looked at me. Did she turn into you? I couldn't listen to him anymore and I ran. What should I do? What should I do? He saw me becoming a cat. I can't think where I was going, but I couldn't stay there anymore, so I ran. He saw us. Oh, it's raining. When I realized it was already dark, it was also raining, and I was wet too. I think it was wet, not went. My cold is gonna get worse. When I realized, I felt bad, but I didn't want to stop walking. Watch out! I heard someone watching, and I saw the white light. I realized that it was a light from the car. Uh-oh. When I opened my eyes, I was in a room that I don't know. Huh? I woke up in surprise and got up. I was on the soft bed. Where am I? I looked around the room. It's not that big. There's not much interior, so it looks large. The window was on the right side of the bed, and there was a lace curtain. I woke because of the sunlight coming through the curtain. When I opened the curtain, it was the scenery I've never seen before. It's probably quite high here still, about 10th floor. I'm okay with heights, but it made me feel dizzy for a moment. Is this a room? I was looking outside of window and I was thinking. I was trying to look for anywhere I know, but I can't find it. Why am I here? When I was trying to calm down, I started thinking about what happened last night. I wanted to Mr. Kawahara so. I forced myself to get up and went to work. Mr. Kawahara came to the shop and took care of me. Talked to me a little. When I said I'll go back home early, so he told me he'll send me. So he was walking next to me. And I felt painful for what happened. I turned into a cat in front of Mr. Kawahara. He was really surprised. That's normal. It's surprising too. Then I couldn't stand anymore, so I ran. When I ran away, it started raining, and I felt worse. When I was wandering around, there was a light. Last thing I've seen was car lights. I heard the sound of stopping. I don't know when I started to jump in front of the car. What's happening? Did I get injured? Doesn't hurt. I looked at myself. It's the clothes I was wearing yesterday. There's no dirt, and it's not torn. I don't have anywhere that's injured. The bag was near the bed. I checked inside, but there was nothing missing or broken. Maybe I didn't get into an accident. Maybe I was too tired and passed out. Why I was passed out, someone helped me, I guess. When I took out the phone, it was already past 7. I'm glad I had a day off. When I was thinking what to do, I heard someone knocking. Yes! When I replied, the door opened. Good morning. How do you feel? There was a guy in eyeglasses. He was wearing a dark gray trouser and clean shirt. He looks very strict and have polite way of talking, but when I talk, his expressions were very gentle. I think I've seen him. When I was looking at him, he smiled. It was a friendly smile. Good, you look better than I imagined. Then I remembered his voice before. I remembered meeting him before. This guy, is he Kazuya? He's working in the same club as Mr. Kawahara. Same person, but he sounds different. Did he talk this kind before? When he was talking to Mr. Kawahara at Club Viola, he sounded complete opposite to Mr. Kawahara. They don't get along well with each other, so maybe that's why he was acting like that. Is there anything on my face? Sorry, I was daydreaming. That's alright. He smiled. Why? Do I have something on my face? I was checking my face with my hand, and Kazuya started to laugh. Oh, aren't you hungry? I realized that I haven't had anything much from yesterday because I was sick. My body was being honest and my stomach was grumbling. Sounds like you can eat. I'm sorry about this. That's alright. Please come this way. I followed him and went out from the room. Mr. Kazuya brought me to the living room. On the big dining table there was breakfast for 2 ready. Did you cook for me? I thought you might be hungry. Was it too much for you? No, I just don't know how to thank you. Please, don't be like that. Please relax. He made me sit down and sat down in front of me. I'm relaxed here, but why am I here? I have so many things I want to ask, but dig in. It was Western-style breakfast. He was offering me a smile, and I couldn't say no. Thank you. Fresh salad and scrambled eggs. It was all tasty. I was so hungry that I finished my dish very quickly. Here. He got me a coffee afterwards. When I was having a coffee, he looked at me and smiled. How are you feeling? Are you calm now? Yes, but what have I done really? You didn't do much. I just couldn't really leave you there, so I just brought you home. That's it. Thank you very much. Also letting me stay and gave me a breakfast. That's alright, but I have one question. Question? Is it like, why am I sleeping outside? I should just make up an excuse. Are you a human or a cat? It was an unexpected question and I was about to drop my coffee cup. Why? It's quite straightforward. Kazuya was smiling, but I was scared. Please don't be afraid. I'm not here to threaten. I'm just curious. But I guess it's none of my business. Kazuya looked guilty asking me about this, and I was less curious. I'm a human. I don't know whether you can trust me or not, but I turned into a cat only at night. In the morning, I turned back to human. It's a curse. Curse? It sounds like a lie, right? I understand if you can't believe me. I believe you. I saw you turning back from cat to human. Huh? I'll talk to you about last night. I was out for my day off. On the way back there was a cat jumped out in front of my car. It was a white cat, so I was able to find out. I was also not speeding, so I didn't hit you. But the cat was still unconscious. So I decided to take back. I was letting the cat on the sofa. When I looked in the living room later, he turned into a human. This is the 11th floor and a very secure place. But there's no way that cat could escape or be human, or a human could enter. So I thought you were a cat. I started feeling tensed up. I felt bad asking, but I was very curious. Weren't you surprised? My occupation-wise, I see many surprising situations, so I don't get surprised that easily. Then Mr. Kawahara was very surprised, so he might not be Kazuya? What do you... I'm host from the host club. I'm host from the host club. Oh, we didn't introduce ourselves properly. I'm Kazuya Tekikawa. Nice to meet you. He was being polite, but all I could think of was Mr. Kawahara. What is he doing right now? I wish I can explain to Mr. Kawahara, like right now, and maybe he might be okay. I want to talk to him properly. I remembered about Mr. Kawahara and feels guilty. Introduced myself lightly to try to switch my thoughts. Whew. Mr. Taikikawa? You can call me Kazuya. Then Mr. Kazuya. Yes? Please don't tell anyone about last night. I know they work together. Maybe Mr. Kawahara might hear something. Whatever the reason is, I don't want Mr. Kawahara to know that I stayed at Mr. Kazuya's place or about my curse. I want to tell him about the curse myself. When I look at him, he was thinking. Then I'll keep it a secret in one condition. Condition? Mr. Kazuya showed me a smile that I've never seen him from him. As a condition to not telling anyone, can you go on a date with me once? Dun dun dun! Oh boy. Not only you helped me, but you also sent me. Thank you very much. I thanked Kazuya for sending me home by car. You're welcome. I bowed once again to Kazuya, who was smiling at me, and got off the car. While I crossed the street and looked back at the car, Kazuya was still there waving his hand at me. It's really nice. I waved at him and thought about it. He saved the cat who jumped in the middle of the street. He listened to me even about the transformation cat and then took me home. I felt a little bit uplifted, maybe because I was able to speak to him, and it was great he believed me. But I think he was joking when he mentioned a date. Maybe he told me because I looked worried. I didn't know what to answer when he mentioned a date, so he changed the topic immediately. Instead, the date I should thank him somehow. Yeah, I'll do that. I went up all the stairs to my floor, took the keys out from my bag, and then noticed it. And there was something on the doorknob. Shopping bag from convenience store? When I checked inside the bag, there were some food and medicine. Is that Mr. Kawahara? I looked around a bit, but of course he's not around. I turned into a cat in front of Mr. Kawahara. He looked so surprised, but he worried for me. I grabbed the bag and went into my room. The next morning I felt better, but decided to take a few days from work, making the flu as an excuse. I was scared that I might turn into a cat before nighttime. However, after that day I never turned into a cat during the day. Cat after sun goes down, human at sunrise. Yeah, that was my cycle. That day I wasn't feeling well, so that's why I couldn't stay as a human longer, right? I didn't understand that, but it seems like being an human was more complicated. For now, I should take care of my body more. Watch my body. I still thought about it, but I went toward Flora walking. I continued thinking. I need to apologize for having rested that long. Then I'll think about what I need to order, the display and everything else. Is he coming today? Mr. Kawahara came to the shop when I was thinking about the display a while ago. He was coming back from work. He is probably at work now, too. Even though he visits the shop, what am I going to say when I face him? What should I say? Me feelings were becoming even more depressed. The shop is right there, but I can't go forward. I'll accept whatever that's going to happen to me. Good. I swept away all these thoughts and went into the shop. He's not coming. I kept on thinking about Mr. Kawahara. I kept on thinking if he's gonna come or not, and I can't concentrate on work. There's so many things I have to do and solve. Endless troubles and problem made me feel depressed. Takuma looked at me worried. Are you okay? You are not fully recovered, are you? I am sorry. I was thinking about something else. I am okay, though. I will let you know if I don't feel okay. Okay. Actually, someone from the club Viola is coming to the shop later. Somebody from the club Viola? Yes, when we made a mistake with the order, they helped us organize the event, right? Full Bloom Day, yes. I am so sorry for what happened. I remember the event was a success. The even was a success, that many customers came to the club after that. Yes, it seemed that they are going to have the event regularly, so they want to talk with us. We were offered to be a sponsor for the event, so you would be able to increase the brand awareness of our shop. Can you call me when they arrive? I'll be talking to him for a while. So can you take care of the shop? Sure, I'll do it. Takuma smiled at me and went back to his work. Somebody from Club Viola. I wonder if it's going to be Mr. Kawahara. He was the person in charge at Full Bloom Day, too. I've been streaming for 2 hours now. But nope, we're gonna keep on chugging along. I'm getting more nervous when I thought of seeing him. How long do I have to wait until he comes? While I was thinking about that, I saw a shape of a man wearing a suit appears in front of the glass door, and the door opened. Is it Kazuya? Welcome! But instead, there was someone unexpected standing, so I stopped talking. What? Mr. Kazuya? Hi there. This is interesting. I didn't know you were working here. Yes, I do. Why are you here, Mr. Kazuya? The club I am working for decided to hold an event with flowers regularly, so I came here for the contract. So you are the person in charge. Let me call my boss. I went to call Takuma. Why didn't Mr. Kawahara come instead? Thank you very much. I escorted the customer outside the shop, then I turned again to Mr. Kazuya. He smiled at me and I smiled back. Is the contract done? Yes, we did. Hey, what about the person who was in charge of the event the last time? Is he not in charge anymore? Oh, really? Why? I stopped talking the moment I realized I was asking too much. I am sorry, I shouldn't have asked. Don't worry, it's not a problem. You asked me why, right? The person who was in charge asked me to take over his place. That's why I'm doing this now. Oh, I see. But why? Is he trying to avoid me? Well, that would be understandable considering what happened. I kept on telling myself that that's normal. Hey, are you okay? I looked up when Kazuya talked to me. Yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking about something. He overthought again. Kazuya didn't seem to care, so he smiled at me as usual. Let me ask you if you want to go out with me again. Would you go to the amusement park with me? Oh, the amusement park? Yes, he is a good bot. Sorry if this is a little boring, Pia Mikaru. Hopefully we're almost done. Thanks for sticking with me this long. You're a true trooper. I didn't really get what I was saying. I just repeated his words. I have a day off tomorrow. How's your schedule? Tomorrow, the shop will be closed, so I'm free. Good, I'll go pick you up at your apartment around lunchtime. Mr. Kazuya bowed and left the shop. I followed him with my eyes. Why did he ask me for a date? Although I wanted to ask Mr. Kazuya the reason of that, he had already left the shop. I replied like that. Well, that probably sounds like I'll go on a date with him. He said good too, although my feelings were not clear. I went back to my work. I cannot even refuse him anymore, because I don't have his number. That's what I was thinking when I turned in cat. Should I go to Club Viola? I am a cat, but since Mr. Kazuya knows that I can still meet him, should I go to his workplace and refuse the date though? I should think I'm seeing him as a thank you. Then I wouldn't feel that bad. I should definitely say thank you. Yes! When I finally took my decision, Mr. Kawahara's face popped into my mind. I tried to send it away. I am not that close to him anyway. I wasn't able to. However, when I started thinking about that, my feelings were getting depressed. And I jumped out from my window. House. Not window. I ran and ran until I was in front of the Club Viola. I was in front of the back door, but no one came out. I sat on the empty box on the side of the back door, and then I overhear somebody talking in the staff room. I haven't seen Kyo in a while. Is he okay? He's taking some time off. It has been already 1 week. He said he'll take a rest for an entire month. Seriously? I haven't heard that, but why? Who knows? Hikaru told me he saw Kyo at the studio in front of the station. But that's all I know. Studio? Why? I told you I don't know. But the way about that customer, when I heard that they were changing the topic, so I just rushed to the station. Where is he? I didn't know where the studio was, but I thought I would be able to find it. I want to see you. I don't know what I should do, but that can't be a goodbye. It won't be a goodbye. As a cat, it took me less than 15 minutes to reach the studio. I was lucky enough to find somebody with an instrument who was entering the studio, so I followed him. I went up the stairs when the person at the reception was talking to the customer. There were 3 rooms in each floor, and since the doors were made of glass in the center, I was able to look inside. Mr. Kawahara wasn't on the 2nd floor, so I went up to the 3rd. I looked inside a large room near the stairs. There he is. Mr. Kawahara and the other 3 people were in the room. The guy next to him playing the bass was the guy who came to visit him from at Club Viola. It seems Mr. Kawahara decided to form a band again. So there's a guitarist, a bassist, a drummer, and a keyboardist. Mr. Kawahara was in front of the microphone, so he's also the singer. Well, it's obvious. He's really good. I wonder if I can hear something. Almost no sound was coming out, as the room was soundproof. I tried to listen to the instruments. A drum was beating a good rhythm, a nice guitar paired by a powerful keyboard. When the music reached its peak, Mr. Kawahara started singing. What? That voice was completely different from the one I heard at his place before. I like this one more. The voice was simply beautiful. I felt like he was enjoying singing from the bottom of his heart. They were all good. They did their best to create one music. Mr. Kawahara, I think you should be a musician. I don't know how much at this work a host. I felt he had more talent with music. I am on your side. Please don't forget this. I stepped away from the window. I wanted to watch more, but I didn't want to get caught either. I left the studio against my will. On the following day, I heard the car beeping. When I looked outside, Mr. Kazuya's car was parked alongside the street. Good. I got ready, got my bag, and left my room. When I opened the door car and got in, Mr. Kazuya smiled at me. Hi there, let's have fun today. Sure. I fastened the safety belt and then the car moved. Vroom. Are you nervous? Yes, a bit. Me too. What? You too? Of course, because a beautiful lady is next to me. He's straightforward. I am sure he was really popular at the shop. Have you eaten already? Not yet. Okay, let's have lunch first. I know a really good place. Very good. The date went on without any problem. While we ate, we were talking about many things. The conversation was interesting, and I didn't feel any doubts anymore. When we left the restaurant, I wasn't nervous at all. We got back in the car and went to the amusement park. There's a lot of pictures in this chapter. A lot of new pictures. We parked the car in the parking lot and we went into the park. Although it was a weekday, there were a lot of people. Is this really popular? Yes, around this time of the year they have a parade. Most of the people are here for that. I am actually here to watch that too. What do you say? Sure. I was very relaxed when I looked at Mr. Kazuya's happy face. He really wanted to take me out. I was very rude of doubting him. What happened? Nothing. Let's go on that one. I cleared my mind and went around the amusement park with Mr. Kazuya. It's almost sundown. When Mr. Kazuya said that I raised my head from the pamphlet, the sun was going down and the sky was painted in orange. That's true, but what time does the parade start? I had agreed to watch it with him, without thinking about me turning into a cat. But he knows that I'll turn into a cat. I guess I could still watch with him. It's good that he knows, so I can stay longer. That's convenient. If it's on schedule, it will start at 7 p.m. Do you think is that okay? That's a good one. That's a close one. It's going to be a problem if there are many people around. Don't worry about that. I know a place where there are few people. We can go there and watch the parade. Mr. Kazuya took me to a place close to the Ferris wheel. It was really beautiful. I know you wanted to watch the parade from a closer spot. I am sorry. No, I'm aware of that. Actually, the reason why I brought you here isn't because of the parade, but you told me so. Yes, I am looking forward to that too. But more than that, I wanted to look at your smile. You had such a sad face yesterday. When I saw that, I became sad too. I felt like I should to make you smile. That's why I asked you out today. When I think of it, I might have been quite rude. I am sorry about that. No, thank you. Perhaps I really like... That moment and phone echoed around us. Excuse me. Mr. Kazuya took his phone from his pocket. He looked at the display and his expression completely changed. Don't worry, you can pick it up. I am sorry. Mr. Kazuya apologized and took the call. By the look of it, he probably got a call from somebody he doesn't like. Mr. Kazuya turned his back, moved a little bit away from me, and talked with a low voice. His voice sounded harsher. I noticed that he lowered his voice a lot. I wasn't good of me to overheard, but when I tried to stop... Shit! Jeez. I was surprised when I heard Mr. Kazuya saying that word. Don't forget that word. After that, he kept on talking with a lower voice, and I got a chill. I forgot about that. Mr. Kazuya and Mr. Kawahara were not in good terms. He was always like this when he spoke to Mr. Kawahara. He talked in a cold way with cold words. I wasn't feeling comfortable. I took a step back. I made a noise. A noise! Mr. Kazuya turned his face immediately. His eyes were glaring like those of a beast, but he suddenly smiled when I saw I was stepping back. But I can see that it's a fake smile. And then I thought that was the smile he always showed me was a fake. What's wrong with him? What is he thinking? Mr. Kazuya turned away again. I couldn't see his face anymore. His voice became gentler, but I knew he was just trying to make it up. And even though it wasn't like that, my doubts wouldn't go away. From now on, I would have looked at him suspiciously. Why did he approach me with that behavior? Does he have another aim? There were so many things I couldn't understand. I was so scared that I thought of running away. What should I do? I was surrounded by terror, and the world went upside down. Ah! That was the first time I thought I was lucky to be a cat. The moment my sight was back, I started running. If I run at full speed, a human could have not caught me. But Mr. Kazuya noticed that at once. Shit! That's what I heard. I'm having a bad feeling, guys. I went away from that place and was able to calm down. He was really angry. Was that his true face? The face I had thought gentle was just fake? Why, I don't understand, but I cannot ask directly. This music is very appropriate right now. He knew where I work and where I live. What should I do? I am scared now. Speaking of which, before thinking about where to go back, I should think of how the parade was going on at that time. Wow. The amusement park was lit up and surrounded by a romantic atmosphere. I bet the parade is really beautiful. This is actually the last time I need to save it. What's the choice? The choice is in fact this one. Bleep. I wonder what Mr. Kawahara would say about the parade. He's a childish sometimes. I am sure he would enjoy it. I wanted to see this with Mr. Kawahara. I was thinking of giving up feeling toward Mr. Kawahara. He was getting shocked from seeing me turning into a cat. That's why I had to run away without explaining anything. He didn't come back of Flora either, so it's been a while since I last talked to him. That's why I thought there was nothing I could have done, but I haven't said anything. I haven't told him anything. Nor about the curse or my feelings for him? Nothing. I can't give up on him until I tell him the truth. I'm going to regret it if I don't tell him the truth. While I was looking at the amusement park's lights, I decided to tell my secret to Mr. Kawahara. I don't have that much time left. Yesterday, I became a cat before the parade started. I am becoming a cat faster than before. And the time I am going back into a human is slower. How long am I gonna stay as a cat in one day? Won't be long before the time spent as a cat longer. You can go now. Good job. Okay, thank you. Cannot work long hours anymore. I asked my boss to let me do the early shift. I knew I was giving him some troubles, but I wasn't ready to quit my job either. I still have to make a living, but I wasn't ready to quit the job a lot. And if I had keep on working here, I might have the chance to meet Mr. Kawahara. I wonder if Mr. Kawahara doing alright. I arrived at home at before the sundown. I checked the post box. There were some pamphlets and a brown envelope. There was no stamp and no recipient's name on it. I tuned the envelope. And then my breath stopped. The characters were written in a sharp way. Karahara Kyosuke. Mr. Kawahara! The band members were calling him Kyosuke. That's why he was called Kyo? I finally realized his full name. Mr. Kawahara as a customer of the flower shop, and Kyo at the host club. I didn't know. We don't know each other. He doesn't know my name. I want to know and I want him to know. I want to talk too. I went up the stairs and looked at the envelope. What's inside? He wrote it because he couldn't tell me in person. I sat down on the sofa and took a deep breath. I took out the inside. There was a simple ticket with a logo. When I turned around, there was a success map. It's not that far from here. Only 2 stops away with train. Concert? There was a letter behind the ticket. Instead of memo, he used music note. He didn't have anything much written on the letter, only one sentence. I'll have a concert, so come. It was only that. He didn't say anything about a cat. It was just an invite. I don't know what he's thinking, but I was relieved. He's not avoiding me, I guess. I'll go. Thank you, Mr. Kawahara. I held the letter and the ticket. When I found out that he wasn't avoiding me, I wanted to see him. I am too positive. I was going to Club Viola, but when I got to the shop, I stopped. How is he going to react? How is he going to react now that he knows? He won't change, or is he going to be changed? I didn't know, so I was looking at the plate, and the door opened. I'll be back from tomorrow, so... It was Mr. Kawahara. He recognized me. He's looking at me surprised. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't speak. We both froze for a while. Mr. Kawahara started talking. What's up? I was so sad because you didn't show up. He was so kind and gentle. He was the same. He didn't change his attitude and his smile. That innocent smile I love. He's going to stay the same. I was taking up space thinking I was depressed. I'm sorry. You didn't change at all. I'm really sorry. Meow. He was stroking at me and took me by his arm, in his arm. Aw, oh look at my eyes. They're big, big cat eyes. Huh? Where? He didn't say stop the speed. I understood where we are going. His place. I guess that's okay. There's something I wanted to talk to you. He talked too quietly in my ear. I can tell you this. He used to tell me how he feels, but that's because I was a cat. When he didn't think I was a cat. Even if he knows, he still talks to me. I'll listen to you properly. I was staying calmly inside his arm as a yes, and he held me a little tighter. Episode 8. Here we go. I got to Mr. Kawahara's place. Unlike the last time he put me on the sofa, I looked at him. Mr. Kawahara put a bitter smile and waved at me. Why are you becoming stiff? Relax a little. Well, I'm nervous. I did relax on the sofa, but it makes me feel nervous. Want a drink? He was holding a beer in his hand. I can't drink because I'm a cat. Meow. And I replied loudly. He laughed. I'm joking. He was placing the plate on the floor. It was a milk. I was nervous, so I'm grateful. When I started drinking, I heard the sound of opening the can. He's having a beer. You know, I enjoy being in a band. I really like the music. He started talking and I nodded. Do you understand me? Yeah, 'cause you were playing and singing happily. Meow. He was drinking beer quietly. I don't know why I started music. Probably it was fun playing and singing. But I started to think I sing because I wanted others to accept me, not because of joy. Mr. Kawahara started to talk bit by bit. I was born and raised in the countryside. I guess I was intimidated, so I had to do something. I have to do something, otherwise I'll be just the guy from countryside. And I tried to think of something that I could do, and that was singing. But that was enough. If I had some confidence in singing, if I succeeded with music, I thought I could have more confidence. If I have a confidence, I won't be intimidated by others. But it was the mistake. I saw Mr. Kawahara having a beer. There's so many musicians from countryside dreaming about becoming big. When that reality hit me, I finally understood. But that still made me stubborn. Then I won't be able to make a good music, right? So we had less people supporting us. And I ran. I needed money of living. When I started working as a host, I thought as long as I have a money for living, it'll be okay. If I think about it, it was an excuse. I was working so hard so that I won't think about the music when I realized I was a number one. My regulars and the colleagues congratulated me and I felt like I was having finally a good satisfaction. I became first. I got confidence. So after that, I felt like my feelings toward the music was getting smaller. I wanted to keep getting accepted. I probably wasn't good at music, and being a host is my dream job, but I couldn't really be quit. When the band members asked me again, I felt bad, but I went back to music. I remembered how much I love music. He stroked my head. Did you receive the ticket? Meow. I nodded at his question. Then he stroked me again, saying, good. Come and listen to me singing. You said you were going to support me. Alright. My heart jumped and I'm excited. But I also had worries. I would be able to listen to his concert properly? Yeah. When I got home as a human, I checked the ticket. I went to check the time for the concert. Enter from 5:30 p.m. and starts from 6. Recently I'm turning into a cat faster. I might turn into a cat faster by then. I hope I won't be a cat until that time. No, I wish I could stay as a human until the end of the concert. I don't want to be a cat. I said it out loud and made a fist. Out loud. Got that? Days pass so quickly and it's the day of the concert. You're checking the clock so much, but is there anything today? I'm sorry, I'll clean the entrance. I tried to run away from Takuma and went to the entrance. I felt like someone was watching. Takuma? When I turned around, Takuma was making a bouquet and not looking. I was wondering a little, then I felt normal. It must be my imagination, but it feels weird. I felt a child. What? I felt a child and brought the equipment back inside the shop. I let the child go after that. Bye, see you tomorrow. Goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow. I went back home quickly. I'll take a shower and get changed, and while I was going back, I was thinking of what to do at home. When I turned around, I saw the face I know. I looked at him. Mr. Kazuya. He looked scary expression with dark gray suits. He didn't pretend. I was scared, but I faced him. Are you going to his concert? His expressions were very cold. I guess that's his usual expression. When I nodded, Mr. Kazuya looked upset. Why? He invited me. Is that it? He did invite me, but that's the start. Mr. Kawahara, he's stubborn and mean, but kind and fragile. How could I leave a guy like that? I just wanted to support him. Nonsense. Mr. Kazuya tried to walk away. Mr. Kazuya? He stopped. You're the one who made me realize my feeling. Thank you very much. He didn't answer and left. I thought he was gonna, do something. Go out from the west exit and turn right when I see convenience store. I came back home and put more makeup before I went to the concert. I followed the map and saw the concert hall. I don't see other people. When I see the clock, it's past opening time. Are others inside already? When I went downstairs, and opened the door, there was a reception at the back of the corridor. Do you have a ticket? Yes, here. Thank you. You can have one drink with this. Please order the drink inside. Thank you. I finished going through the reception and opened the heavy door. This chapter's a lot longer than the chapter yesterday. It's really hot. People were all excited inside. There's so many people. It's not that small, but it's almost like I'll be bumping into people. They are popular. I felt happier. There's so many people supporting them other than me. There's people listening to them. I stood by the wall and waited until it starts. 6 p.m. The sound of the guitar started echoing. It was more like it echoed inside my internals. Ooh, there he is. I was so excited about it and looked up at the stage. Other group members stood and Mr. Kawahara was in the center. I heard the sound of drumstick hitting together. After the 4 beats, the guitar and the drum echoed inside the hall. His strong voice was filled inside the concert hall, and the audiences started to clap. I started to clap. This is amazing. It's amazing, Mr. Kawahara. I don't know much about the music, but I know that Mr. Kawahara loved music. Maybe it's because it's live concert, or maybe not. I don't care about that right now. I'm just touched by his music, and that was everything to me. But my limit is coming up. I can feel it's coming. No, I want to stay and watch his performance. I felt like I was going to lose my consciousness, so I tried to hold the fist tightly and try to hold myself. The song he was singing was about supporting the person who's struggling. I was trying to cope a little bit more. This is our last song. Hope you enjoyed our performance. I can hear the voice from the stage. I can hear people saying, "Don't stop!" or "We want more!" He didn't answer and started his last song. Unlike other songs, it was the calmer, melodic songs. His voice was gentle and sentimental. The song ended and he bowed at the stage. There were huge clapping and cheering. I tried, but that was my limit. I tried to look for somewhere I won't be noticed by the wall. Next moment, when I opened my eyes, there were people's legs. I tried to go towards the corner of the room. I went through the way that steps goes in and out to get out of the hall. Mr. Kawahara, it was the best concert. I was looking at the concert hall. When I turned around to go home, I heard the steps coming up. I turned around thinking maybe. There was Mr. Kawahara standing. He was looking at me straight. Thanks for listening. Thank you for inviting me. Meow. When I replied loudly, he smiled happily. There's Mr. Kawahara calling. I'm sorry, I have to go back. You came here for me? See ya. Go home safely. I saw him going back to the hall and I left. I should say thank you when I turn back to human, and I should tell him how I feel. I made up my mind and went back home. I woke up with sunlight coming in from the window. I feel like my body's lighter. I felt like I was having feeling when I was at the concert hall. I thought back about the things that happened yesterday. I can still remember what I saw last night. The guitar and echoing drum and Mr. Kawahara's voice. Mr. Kawahara was shining on the staging. I put my hand in front of my heart. I feel warm and painful and sometimes excited. I know how it feels like. I came to in front of the Club Viola. I took deep breaths so many times, but I couldn't calm down. It's alright. He'll listen to me. Good. I cam here, but I can't tell him how I feel. I entered the club and went inside. I got habit of entering when I was a cat. I entered without thinking. Maybe he's not here. Maybe I should go to his place. He must be tired. I should go to his place if he wasn't here. I entered, but there was no one here. No one's here? I was saying out loud. It wasn't locked, so I thought there was someone inside. Maybe everyone's out or staying in the staff room, and I feel a little odd. Hello? There was a voice from behind, and I jumped. Mr. Kazuya! When I turned around, Mr. Kazuya was standing by the wall and smiled at me. He looked gentle, but I know he's not all kind, so I can't look at him straight. Did I surprise you? I'm sorry. I took a step back when he moves. No, I'm alright. Sorry to bother you. I thought I'd be in danger, so I was trying to leave. I tried not to see him in the eyes, and I tried to pass next to him. Wait. I couldn't move. What? I don't want to stay here, but I can't move. Only with one word I can tell he was showing himself. You came to see Kyo, right? My silence answered him, and he kept on talking without hiding. I hate him. He acts like he's fooling around, but he earns the trust. I put so much effort and gained that, but he doesn't even put any effort. It's unfair. I was getting really mad at what he was telling me. Mr. Kawahara isn't putting an effort. What do you know about him? You haven't seen him enough. I was about to explode, but if I make a scene, I'll be making up trouble, so I try not to get mad. Excuse me? I shouldn't talk to a person like this, so I wasn't going to pass in front of him. I said wait. He grabbed my shoulder roughly. Stop! Get off me! You chose him too? Then. His face was coming closer. I thought he was going to kiss me. Hey, stop! Please! I tried to get away, but of course he was stronger. His face was so close, and I could touch my nose with his. I was about to cry. I don't want to kiss him. I don't want to be kissed by a person I don't like. Help! Mr. Kawahara! Hey, Blakey Master! Long time no see indeed. How are you doing? What have you been up to these days? Apologies if I don't talk to you much today. This is a visual novel, and read. Part of the visual novel is I gotta read. But it's awesome to see ya. Have you been awesome? Mr. Kawahara, help me! What are you doing to her? When I screamed for help, there was an angry voice. I heard the sound of hitting and I was released. Hey, are you alright? It was Mr. Kawahara in front of me. Mr. Kazuya was on the floor and his cheek was swollen. He was holding his mouth and glared at him. Mr. Kawahara ignored him and looked at me. Are you injured? Are you alright? He looked worried and I started to cry. I was relieved and happy that he helped me. Did he do something to you? Hey! You started high school. Ooh. Welcome to high school, Blakey. Enjoy. You got past middle school, so you can get past high school easy. I have faith in you. Lots of faith. No, he didn't. I'm alright. I'm sorry. Hey, Blakey, let's test how smart you are. This sentence here? No, he didn't. I'm alright. I'm sorry. What's wrong with it? Welcome to the best years of your life, pretty much. Depending on the path your life takes. So what's wrong with this sentence here? I'll keep reading. You have it memorized, I hope, or whatever. Or just any of these sentences that you'll see coming up. Don't apologize. It's not your fault. As long as you're safe, it's okay. We're gonna move from here. Mr. Kawahara pulled me and went toward the back door. Hey, wait! I could hear Mr. Kazuya talking. I'm not gonna give up. I'll make you regret. Whatever. You don't have to worry. I nodded. I didn't feel worried at all. He saved me. When we got out from the back door, we went to the parking lot and we immediately left. I thought we heard Mr. Kazuya, but we left him there. Ellipses only have 3 periods, not 6, and it's... and no more. Pretty much, yeah. I turned around to check he's gone, and I sighed. Yeah, that's more or less fine. I should be fine. I think it's just gonna be always 6 ellipses or whatever. That's just how the game is. I hope so. What did he want to do? Why me? I don't know. It's so upsetting to even think about it. He didn't do anything to you, right? Yeah, I'm okay. The second no doesn't need a capital, I think. I think that too, yeah. Can I see back? Let's see. Oh, this is gonna take a while. I'm not gonna get up. I'll make you regret. Blah. Oh man, it has been a lot of reading today. And there's still 2 more chapters, too. I don't even know, like, if I saw it already. Never mind. Forget it, don't worry about it. I couldn't feel my fingertip when I recall what I experienced earlier. He's the owner's favorite, so he's not gonna get sacked. I would do if I were an owner. He sighed and looked at me. I passed it? Yeah, probably. Anyway, why were you in the club? That's... When he asked me that question, I could feel my face turning red. I completely forgot about it because I was panicking. But I wanted to tell him my feelings. And I was supposed to tell him, so it's making me even more nervous now. So, I really wanted to tell you something, and... How can you not talk normally today? Well, many things happened. Okay, let's go somewhere that no one... Let's go somewhere that no one disturbs us. Yep. And then he started driving. I couldn't see his face directly, so I was looking outside the window. I finally got a chance to talk to him. I was happy, but also made me feel nervous. Here, yes, we did it! Happy end. We were at the place where we can see the town. Arg, I haven't slept after the concert, so this light is a bit too much for me. He was blinking and started to rub his eyes. Oh right, your concert was really amazing. Thanks for coming. Thank you for inviting me. I think I'll be your fan. He smiled when I said that. It was really fun to have a concert. I really love singing, and I completely forgot about how much I love music. I understood that. You made me realize that. Mr. Kawahara stroked my head quietly like he used to when I was a cat. I've decided something. I really want to go for my dream. Does that mean I'll quit being a host and I'll work on my band? Mr. Kawahara, I really love his music. It makes me happy to be able to listen to his music. You'll be alright. You can sing that beautiful songs. I tied to tell him my support. What's wrong with that sentence? I tie. You tie, I tie, we all tie. He looked surprising and went back to that kind smile. Thank you. When you tell me this, I feel like I can do this. Mr. Kawahara. He sounded differently than usual, and it makes me pump my heart. How do we normally talk? I'm nervous now. When I was having trouble what to talk to, he opt up. I tie. He opt up. What does that mean? As a English major, Pia Mikaru, what does opt up mean? I'm sorry to make you be in the scary situation. He always go against me. Huh? I didn't expect him talking about it when he talked about Mr. Kazuya. A butt. But his pride was hurt that he couldn't win. So that's why he went nuts. That's why he was aiming at you. But why me? He thought he's better by taking away the girl I wanted to be with. Huh? Mr. Kawahara tried to understand. Come on, guys. When I look at him, he took his eyes away and blushing. He continued without looking at me. I really want to punch him, to be honest. Why didn't you? What is that there? Why is that even there? You're not an English major, but I am a certified officer of the grammar police. And Pia Mikaru has been handing out tickets to this one game all day. But I guess I realized about you because he was in the way. Mr. Kawahara looked at me seriously. Mr. Kawahara.
で呼べよ。
Call me by first name. Huh? Kyosuke? When I called him, Kyosuke smiled at me. Yeah, it's good to be called by name.
名前
That way Kyosuke showed me, smiling, made me embarrassed too, and looked down. After taking a breath, I'm in love with you. He told me strength. I love you too, Kyosuke. Then I told my feeling honestly. After I told him, it felt like I've been released from suppression. Then I realized that I haven't told him the important thing. About the cat? I mean, you might not be able to believe me, but I
信じるよ。
believe
俺
you.
はもうこの目で
I've
見てるからな。
I've seen it myself, so I have to believe you. And I've never seen you lying at me. Not to me, but at me. I was surprised, but felt so secure. He'll listen to me and understand me. So, we're gonna get a scene? Not yet. Then I told him about the cats. What I know about. I was cursed by Black Cat and turned into a cat. Yeah, this does get painful. The most painful parts was the prologue with the park willed by Green and buttering the weekday. That was the best. In order to break the curse, I have to have a true love's kiss. He nodded while he was listening.
さながら
I guess it's Kiss from Prince Charming. Prince? I thought about fairy tale in my head. Then Prince needs to break the curse on Princess. When he murmured, he pulled my chin up and... Aww. Guys. His face came close and our lips touched. I didn't have time to think whether it's soft or warm. My face is so hot and I was feeling dizzy.
どうだ
How is it? What do you mean?
なんだよ
Spoo the princess isn't going to be satisfied with once? SP. Cooties, that's what we have. We got cooties. Or maybe he's got cooties. Okay. Now he's got double cooties. Then his face came closer and kissed me slowly. So this is the kiss with my true love. Then I heard the voice echoed in my head.
呪いは解か
The
れた
curse has been broken. Is that voice? When I was about to ask, the voice was gone and Kyosuke's lips went away. Kyosuke?
どうだ
Oh yeah, that's normal. Never mind. How was it? I smiled at Kyosuke, who was blushing a little. I think I'm okay. I see. He placed his forehead in mine and looked at me softly.
なんだよ
What? Was there anything funny? I'm sorry, I didn't laugh at you. I was just happy. There's so many parts that I don't know about Kyosuke that I got to see that. And I'll be able to know more from now on. I wanted Kyosuke to understand my happiness, so I placed my arms around his back. Have you finished preparing? I walked around the waiting
別
room.
にお前はステ
You're
ージ
not
に
the
立
one
つ
who's
わけ
going
じ
to
ゃ
be
ない
on
だ
the
ろ
stage, so calm down. But this concert hall is a lot bigger than the last one. Aren't you supposed to be too calm for this? You're okay with your throat,
さ
right?
っきから質
You
問ばっ
kept
か
on
りだな
asking me questions. I'll be fine. I've been practicing every day. A couple of months after his concert, he quit a job at Host Club, and he concentrated on music. I thought it would be difficult for him to quit the club since he's the #1 host. But his customers and the people from the Host Club understood him when he talked honestly. They didn't have any problem. Couple of concerts later, there's more fan and they are able to play in the bigger hall. The number of audiences are a lot more than the first time. And he's not nervous. How can he do that? I was the one who was nervous. Why did you come here? I came to deliver the flower. I place flower from Club Viola. We get orders on the day of the gig.
バカ
You fool. The flower shop clerk won't go into the waiting room. Huh? What do you
俺
mean?
が
I asked the staff to send you in. Huh? He hugged me from behind. One hand was holding my arm and it was
俺
shaking.
だってさ
I get nervous with a gig this big. I thought I could do this if I see you. Oh, really? Sorry to leave so soon, but you need to go to karate. Oh, geez. Come back again, Blakey. Definitely. Karate. I was in karate a long time ago. Let's share karate stories tomorrow while we're playing Tales. Also, thanks for coming back. It's good to see ya, my dude. Yeah, kick some butt, definitely. Oosh! Right, that's what they said, because I was in karate once. I didn't know he thought me that. I didn't know he thought me that. I feel tingle inside of my heart. Oh no, tingle is inside of her heart now. Well, you didn't even notice, but it's you. So, he sighed and pulled me away. I'm sorry. Well, I guess that sounds like you, and I'm happy that I got to see you. Then he messed with my hair. Wah, hey, my hair! Stop! When I finished the concert successfully, let's celebrate. After he said that, he waved his hand and left the room. Good to see you? Yeah, good to see you too. You did karate as well? You're looking at the best green belt in your household. Art of the bye. You lost the emote. Oh no. He's so pushy. Although I sighed, the face I see inside the mirror looks happy. I guess I enjoy staying with Mr. Kawahara. He's gonna continue working on music, I guess. I wish I can support him. Okay, why don't I go and watch him from the audience's side? I quickly went out. As a celebration, I should give him bouquet. This time I'll make something so beautiful that he'll be surprised. I have to grow up so that I can catch up with him. When I opened the door, there were so audiences cheering for them. Let it be known, I was a black belt. Or not a black belt, a yellow belt. Black belt, please. I did it! Another chapter has ended. That was definitely the longest chapter so far, everyone. Oh my gosh. So Pia Mikaru, what do you think so far? What's your opinions on this game? My opinions? It's a joy. The stories are somewhat, well, dramatic, but same way you feel about all visual novels? Oh no, what's that? I can sense the word bored appearing in the chat. Thank you for playing for the third time. You just straight up don't like visual novels. You should try playing Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh, whoops. Load. No! Whew. I want to see the normal ending. I'm gonna skip through it. You played Doki Doki? Didn't it change anything? You weren't scared or anything? No. No! When I pulled up the right hand, there's right cat foot up. Pull up the left hand, there's left foot up. Menu. Title. Main part. No, not continue. What is wrong with me? Load. Load that. Data will be loaded, but the parade's very beautiful, must be full of people. And now, let us skip. Why would you be scared? I don't know. Wait, you play Doki Doki? Did you finish Doki Doki? Just a visual novel with cute anime girls. Yep, that's what it is. Cute anime girls. Whoops. Oh, we can keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna skip all this. Not interested. Sorry. Yeah, just a visual novel. Same for Everlasting Summer. Just a fun visual novel. Do 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 do. I should say thank you when I turn back to human. We talk to him. Mr. Tough Guy picks a fight with me. What's his name appears. He gets smacked. Maybe you just hate reading? Who knows? You gotta practice. You have to read World in Peace. Is that the name of it? The name of the huge visual novel? Or no, not visual novel, the huge book? While we were in the car, while we were moving with the car, there was a call from Club Viola. We thought it was about Mr. Kazuya, so we looked nervous. Alright, I'll go back. Finished the call and looked upset. Are you alright? I think it was about different things. I have to go back. We went back toward the club and he entered inside. I'm gonna be quiet here for a bit. This is where we don't tell him about the secrets and stuff. Was that Yoko's voice? A new girl. A drama. Huh? I told you to wait in the car. So that's the girl. Hey, Yellow Kazoo. What is this? Is this a dating sim? It's a visual novel. You know what? Since you're here, I'm gonna read it a little bit again. A little bit of it again. This is on the Switch, by the way. And see if you can find out why I got this visual novel. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. She came out and looked at me. Then she laughed scornfully. Loser. What? Then she kept on going. Well, if you want a girl like that, then of course you wouldn't look at a girl me. So, Yellow Kazoo, what's wrong with that sentence? Of course you wouldn't look at a girl me. Look at a girl me, yeah. Is it like an inappropriate one? No. No. It's definitely not inappropriate. It's only inappropriate to grammar Nazis. That's a turnoff. I didn't know you were this low. I'm glad I found out before going out. I don't mind getting fooled, but I didn't want him to be fooled. I went toward the girl. I had to make this one apologize to Mr. Kawahara. That's enough. That moment, I realized that he was hugging me from behind. This ain't no Senran Kagura. There was a really inappropriate visual novel on the Switch. Yeah, it's definitely not this one. This one's a good one. The translation is not good at all, but this one's appropriate. Pinky promise! I felt the warmth of him. When I think about that, it made me excited. Oh, so... I forgot about my anger immediately. Then Mr. Kawahara told me it's okay. You don't have to do that. I know you got angry at her because of me. That's enough. Thank you! Yeah, what is the name of it, actually? I'm curious. I'm curious because I don't want to stream it. That's the only reason why. P.M. Mikaru probably has his own agenda, of course. His gentle voice and the warmest something I felt when I was a cat. I took his hand and placed my hand. The girl who was leaving saw us, and she was stomping back to us. Then she pulled our hands apart and slapped Mr. Kawahara. Arg! She was stomping even bigger than before and left. I was shocked and looked at Mr. Kawahara. He was touching around his lips. Ouch! I've got a cut inside my mouth. Huh? Oh, it's bleeding. It's hurting, isn't it? On your cheek it has a cut too. Maybe her ring touched his cheeks. His cheek has a line of scratch. A line of scratch. I didn't know. Good gracious, I've got work tonight. I can't have a scar on my face. Let's take care of your wood. Is there a first aid kit? I pulled his hand back to the staff room. Good stuff. Can you treat me more gently? I'm trying my best here. I'm almost done. I continued treating him while he was complaining. It was only a light scratch, so it looks like I can clean his scratch and put a medicine cream. I treated him and tidied up the first aid kit. He talked to me.
サンキュー。
Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for stopping me. I didn't do anything much. And Mr. Kawahara looked away. His other side of the cheek was turning a little red. I even slept last night after the performance. After the wrap-up party, I went home, but I was too excited, and... Pure electric love. Gotcha. So, avoid that one. Avoid at all costs. Don't stream that, don't worry. I'll investigate it. I'll look up YouTube videos of it. He smiled innocently and talked. I want to see why it's, why it's inappropriate, you know? And then I'll turn it off and never think of it again. Yeah, the concert went really well. It was amazing. Oh, I'm so happy you told me. I think I'll be your fan. I hope it's the truth, but I'm happy. Mr. Kawahara was smiling me softly. What? Smiling me softly. I was having a great time at the concert. I really like singing. I really forgot about it. It's really stupid, right? But you made me realize. I'm gonna continue working as a host, but I'm gonna continue singing. I'll call you again, so can you please come? I nodded immediately. Of course! I love his song. It makes me happy that I can listen to his music and his voice. After I replied, we had a bit of silence. I was pressured to talk, and it made me feel nervous. But of course, I'm way too nervous, so I can't find the right words. How did I normally talk to him? I was getting confused. Mr. Kawahara looked troubled, but he started talking.
あのさ、
I noticed something.
俺気づいちゃったんだ。
Those games? What's those games? Are they like a brand? Or whatever? What did you notice?
いつの間にか
I've been thinking about you all the time. Huh?
俺
I'm in love with you. It was straightforward. I'm in love with you too. When I answered, his cheeks were blushing. Mr. Kawahara? It was refreshing, so I was looking at him for a while. Then he looked sharply.
あんまこっち見んな。
Don't look at me! Even if you say that, he looked adorable, even when he looked upset. I suddenly remembered about something. About the transformation. You know, the cat? It sounds unbelievable, but... Then I told him about the cat. About the black cat I met on the street, and I was cursed to become a cat. They're shovelware scams that charge insane prices to look at a picture of some Asian girl. Cool. I think no then. I think never. That's even worse than a visual novel. Jeez. In order to break the curse, I have to have a true love's kiss.
好きな人とキ
You
ス。
said you're in love, right? Oh, yeah, why? Then there's no problem. Then he brought his hand at the back of my head, and brought my head closer. Then our lips touched. I didn't have time to think, soft or warm. I felt my face was getting hotter and dizzy. Then I heard the voice echoed in my head.
呪いは解か
The
れた。
curse has been broken. Is that voice? When I was going to ask, the voice was gone and his face was going further apart.
どうだ
How was it? Mr. Kawahara's face was blushing and I smiled. I think I'll be alright. I won't be a cat anymore. I see. Good, so it was worth kissing from me. He was acting the same as usual, but he was definitely being shy because his cheeks blushing and couldn't look at me. Well, what is it? Is it that weird? I'm sorry, I didn't laugh at you. I was just happy. There's so many part that I don't know about Mr. Kawahara that I got to see that, and I'll be able to know more from now on. I just wanted to understand my happiness, so I sat next to him and leaned on him. Well, what is it? Thank you very much for breaking a curse.
は
A curse.
あ
Oh, sure. You're welcome. He was still blushing. After a little while, we left the staff room. Oh, there's light. When I looked around forward, there was a light in the hall. Others came for
他
work.
の奴らにも
I should let them know, too. They were worried about us anyway.
お前に
Ah,
変な
and
虫
so
がつかない
there-
ようにしとかねえ
And
と
so that there won't be anyone approaching. When we walked toward the hall, I remembered something. Mr. Kazuya knows about the cat. This curse is gone, but how does he feel about that? I was wondering a little and went inside the hall. Congrats! What? I heard the exploding noise and I jumped. It's something we expected. There's no bets for this one. Yeah, I agree on that one. Gotta make a toast, isn't it? Of course it'll be on you, Kyo. All of his colleagues started to talk. They were curious about whether we were going to be in a relationship or not. What? What are you guys doing here? Why is it on me? Alright. I think we got it. Guys.
なんだよ。
おめでとうございます
Congratulations. Oh, I guess Kazuya's better now. Smile at me. I'm not giving up on you. I'll take you away from Kyo someday. Well, try me.
望みとあら
Sheesh. What are you two doing? Don't do something to break this happy moment. Yeah. We got it. So guys, two more days of this. Think we can survive?
そんなに見られちゃうと
Then we will do 100% Tales. Tales of Vesperia. Was about the curse. You're not going to be a cat anymore. Sorry.
体質
I don't know what he's thinking. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Kazuya with my condition yet. I thought about it for a min. I don't think the word minute is in this visual novel. So Kazuya doesn't remember that I was a cat. That's interesting. And there we go, guys. That is officially the ending of the third guy. I don't know who's still here, but Pia Mikaru, do you feel like choosing another character for me? My next character? We're gonna complete this visual novel, guys. I don't care what happens. We're gonna do this. Here at Ultima 395, if we play something, we play it to the end. Too bad I can't skip the credits. I don't think I can, though. Nope. Gotta get my money's worth. Yep. All 25 of it, I think. At least I'm not playing Pure Electric Love, right? Kitty Love.
充電は大丈夫
So let's see, did I get all the pictures? Yes. Yes, indeed.
ニャンラブ。
So, who's next? Takuma or Kyohei? Takuma's my boss. Kyohei's the childhood friend who... And that's all I know about him, actually. What do you think? Should I do the first guy last and this guy next? I'll leave it to you, my friend. Let me get a drink of water. Feels good. I'll give you 1 more minute to answer, Pia Mikaru. You're trying to decide? Let me flip a coin. Alright. A coin will be flipped. Two more days. I decided that when the coin says to do Takuma next. Alright, guys. Takuma will be next, and Kyohei Natsumi will be last. And then that'll be it. So I've decided at the middle of this month, the 15th, I'm going to do this visual novel right here. Gao Kao Love 100 Days. It'll take us 100 days to complete, so no, I'm joking. But yeah, that'll be the plan, guys. Oh my gosh, look at the time. 12:30, time for bed. Thank you for sticking around, Pia Mikaru and the Yellow Kazoo if you're still here. Always good to see everyone. Good to see everyone here who stopped by today. Alright, everyone take care. Tomorrow will be the finale of Life is